Revival House Network.
And don't like the brags, I don't like the boast. They like hot butter on the breakfast toast. Watching flicks, talking chicks, I like to motorboat. Can Riverman make it, yo, a check? Nope. So look at all these movies I got. Commenting like, should we watch them or not? And I know they just be acting for cash, but I still got one question to ask. Like, why'd he do that, do that, do that? If that was me, I'd be like, screw that, screw that, screw that. I'm an alpha, I'd eat through that, through that, through that. So why'd he do that, do that, do that?
What's up, everybody? Revival Boys here. We're back with the BTM podcast. This is week, I think, 3 of Zachsploitation or original franchise exploitation, whatever you want to call it. But basically, we gave Zach the reins. Zach, I'm going to let him first introduce the guests that we have here and also tell us the movie that we're doing.
We got our boy, the Wilminator. Say hi, Will.
That's your cue.
Just remember, it's not about how big your Twinkie is. It's about how you use it.
Exactly, and that's how you know. That's how you know you fucking bite into that Twinkie, you get to that cream filling real quick.
Awesome. And so, did you already tell the movie, or did I miss that?
We are doing Ghostbusters. We got our boy William. He came on. I told him, you get to pick the movie. First, he's like, oh, we're going to do Return of the Living Dead, baby. But then, fucking go ahead, William. You had to change your heart.
Well, I had to change your heart because I was like, Return of the Living Dead's a bit too easy. Plus, y'all haven't done the 4th or 5th one.
Exactly. We'll probably never do the 4th or 5th one.
Yeah, we got to go through all the shitty sequels before we get ready for the original. Maybe he's right. We got to at least do 2. Maybe. I don't know.
No, you already did 2 and 3.
We did?
Yeah.
Oh, we did 2. Well, then we're ready. We're not going to do 4 and 5.
We're not going to do 4 and 5. They don't exist.
It's okay. Even the writer of those movies says they suck.
Exactly.
There you go. Well, so yeah, doing the original Ghostbusters. It's great that we're doing that because we did the second one, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
We
so
did.
it's fitting right along with the theme of knocking out these originals. Most people favor the original. I've been pretty vocal about saying I like them kind of both equally for different reasons. So, but I love this movie.
I'll just go right out and say I like fucking the second one better.
You like it better?
I like it better.
I lean to the second one just because it's the first one I saw. It's the one I grew up with. Came out 89. I was born in 86. It kind of hit me right at the perfect coming of age type of thing. And, and it resonated with me as a kid because it is a little bit more bright, a little bit more family friendly in ways, but in ways it's also darker. But
I think Ghostbusters 2 is just okay, but I'll get into my thoughts on it during this commentary.
yeah, we'll definitely talk about it. But, I do acknowledge that people can like the first one better, and I get it. And, and I get that it has the original aspect of it. And yeah, I don't know. I think it's just one of those biases. That's all it is. But we're going to go ahead and get started here. Before we actually push play on this bad boy, I want to remind everybody, if you guys are on free feeds listening to us, please leave us some feedback or leave us a 5-star rating or however it goes, wherever you're listening to us. If you're on YouTube, take 2 seconds to like the video. That's going to help us boost in the algorithms. And by all means, if this is your first time stumbling across us, please follow us on wherever you're at, YouTube or Google Play or Stitcher, Spotify, all that BS. We're everywhere. That's it. So we're going to go and get started. I think the copy we're watching is probably just going to go right into the whole film logo, right? The production company.
That's how it works, Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
They start out, they show the logo, Aaron. That's how it works.
I don't know what kind of fucking janky ass copy you got on here, man.
Oh, this is the greatest copy. We doing it live, babe.
Okay. Well, all right. And yeah, we're going to go in 3, 2, 1, play.
Hell yes. You know, it really makes you wonder, don't it?
Yeah, is she wearing anything under a toga?
Exactly.
She's French. You know that. That's the second one, though. We're talking about the second one again, and we're watching the first one. We got to let our love of the second one just kind of lay easy for a bit. We got to talk about this one.
I gotta let my ambivalence towards the second one settle off so we can talk about this one.
Exactly.
This one's got a grimier feel to it, just the way it's shot, and it's darker. I want to say a lot more of this movie is filmed indoor scenes than the second one. I might be wrong on that, but it just feels like a lot of the shit, like the library, right? The hotel, it's all very dingy and dark. I think this exterior shot that we're going to get of the New York Library and the university when you see them when they just lose their jobs. And then when Venkman's outside of Dana Barrett's place of employment, that's like all the daytime you get in the movie, I think. But
nah, there's some other daytime stuff, if I remember right.
There, when they're looking out the window, like, take a look at this. When you got like a fucking Clear Eyes guy there, win Ben Stein's money. Yeah, I guess there is, but it's all sort of the filler scenes. It's not the ones that we think of. These classic scenes, though. I don't know.
You know what? We didn't do we did the fucking second movie as a live commentary. That doesn't count either.
Yeah,
fucking beta.
I'm definitely open to doing another version of the second one.
We might as well just stop doing live commentaries because we never talk about the movie. We might as well just have live hangouts. Well, just read the chat.
I agree, man. We do our live hangouts when we're playing games, and we can just do them sort of like you said, just hang out with people and answer questions. And not to mention now that we have the Discord that's open for everybody, but we have the Patreon Discord. People can join us. Like there's people listening to us right now. It kind of satisfies that.
Oh yeah, how did they do this fucking this whole fucking effect with the fucking cards blown out?
They had guys in the back with levers that they would push to push the library cards out and send them flying.
They fucking have some leaf blowers behind there too.
Yeah, something like that. And that's a great thing about this movie is that it jumps right into it. Whereas with that shitty remake, that entire opening sequence is so padded out with just bad joke after another.
It's like 15 fucking minutes.
Yeah, it's like terrible. I get it. The second movie, sequelitis, it just kind of does what worked in the second one and uses that same formula. But both the intro pre-title card scenes in this and in the second one are fucking legendary to me. Like that scene we just saw at the library. What a great way to introduce your movie. And that's what it should do. It should pull you in and it should sort of establish what you're in for over the next 90 minutes or whatever. And nothing better than that library scene. Or, I guess I'll give the win to this movie. I'd say that one is more effective than the one in Ghostbusters 2, even though I like it, where Oscar's carriage gets possessed and she's chasing it all over the street, right? That's pretty cool too, but
it's not that good. I mean, it's just a carriage is being rolled down the street on its own. Woo! Scary.
I get it.
Don't shit talk it. It's better. It's better in every way.
It's my bias. I get it, but that's why I'm giving the point to the first movie because it hits the horror. It hits everything.
It would be better if it did hit a horror. If it hit a horror and like fucking had Venkman slapping the ass of a slut, fucking a prostitute, I'd be cooming all over the place. That'd be a better movie.
I got to start pronouncing horror like Phil Anselmo, so you know I'm saying horror and not horror. He says horror. Like a pirate, so I'll start calling him a hawk.
Because he's a fucking retard. No, that just means I'm being a dick. I gotta lay off the troll, Zach. This is the real Zach. See, I gotta let the troll melt out of me and be real. It's too hard. Like there's too much of an incentive to play my character and fucking put on a show.
Well, anyhow, our man Peter Venkman is doing a little shock therapy while making the moves on nice young college co-ed. And fun fact, the guy that's constantly getting shocked,
he looks like Rick Moranis.
Well, yeah, that, and he's one of the bullies in Christine.
Hell yeah, it's fucking very Chad, this guy. That fro.
Doesn't it look like he's in a Rick Moranis family tree, though? He kind of looks like him. I didn't know I was going to get electric shock. I love how he says that.
This is a great scene too. Fucking, he just fucking with him, baby. He got it right at one point, and he shocks him anyway. Very Chad.
He wants that pussy, dude. He wants that wet.
Yeah, he wants that.
Exactly.
That college pussy.
Exactly.
So I mean, we can go. Sorry, go ahead. I was just gonna go ahead.
You go ahead.
I was gonna say. I know there's a lot of factoids about this movie that if you're any kind of film buff, you've probably heard them a million times, but we can obviously sprinkle those in here. Like, obviously, this movie was written for John Belushi, right?
Mm-hmm. And Eddie Murphy.
No, Eddie Murphy was for the Winston role, but as far as the Bill Murray that we're looking at, it ended up getting taken by, Bill Murray here. But it was written for the late, great John Belushi.
That was like when it was written originally, it was a completely different script. It wasn't like, what was it? It was way different.
It was set in the future, and the Ghostbusters was like a firehouse team. There were different teams all across the world, and there was like time traveling involved, and yeah, it was basically a crazy crackpot Dan Aykroyd script.
Hell yeah!
But you know what? Even what we got is kind of a product of a crazy Dan Aykroyd, right? And his fascination with the macabre and
but it's balanced out with Harold Ramis as the co-writer.
Isn't it weird though that this even was a thing in 1984 and this became the pop culture phenomenon it was? Isn't it such a weird premise? Like, we're going to take these comedians that were on SNL and part of Second City and all that shit, and we're going to like have them chasing ghosts. It'll be really funny. It's just such a weird off the wall premise.
That wasn't the fucking plot of the movie. The plot is that's just fucking there just for like, like fucking basically bulking up the story. The real story is like, oh yeah, there's going to be a scene where a guy gets his dick sucked by a ghost. And that was the scene the whole movie was written around, basically.
I wouldn't doubt it. That definitely seems like one of those scenes that you get that idea first. Like, how funny would that be? Getting your dick sucked by a ghost. Like, hey, let's play with this.
It makes me feel good.
It absolutely does.
You think if like when you nut in a ghost's mouth, it would just like go through the back of their head, or would it like fucking would it sit inside of it? Would it mix with their like? What if ghosts are protoplasma already, and fucking you cummed, and like it just made them more powerful?
I mean, they do give off ectoplasm, which is basically ghost splooge.
Ectogism.
Exactly.
There you go.
It's actually a fun fact. Ghosts are actually made out of cum.
That is a fun fact. How did you prove that fact?
Very carefully.
Are you a scientist, Zach?
Lot of research.
Exactly. Yes.
So yeah, this is one of those great cases too, where a story evolves and evolved and evolved, even down to, like we mentioned, it was a different concept when Belushi was targeted, and also when they wanted Eddie Murphy. Obviously, Eddie Murphy was a huge star at the time, equal to Bill Murray and Dan Aykroyd, if not more. And he would have had a much meatier role. When he didn't become a part of it, they rewrote it because it's like, well, we're going to make Winston much smaller, and they just kind of treat his character like a side piece and kind of like shit. I don't think he ever really got his due. His part makes sense in this movie, though. It really does. In the second one, I wish he would have got more of an equal sharing of time. It makes sense why he comes in when he does in this movie, and it makes sense that he's the outsider. I mean, he's totally different. He's just a guy. He's a day player. He's blue collar. These guys are scientists, and totally different. In the second movie, though, you'd think he'd be established. There's no reason for him to be absent in the movie all the way up until the courtroom scene. He's in that early scene with him and Ray at the party, which is cool. But then they're not really inviting him like usual to all the investigation shit with the museum and stuff. He's kind of left. I don't know. He doesn't really show up until the fucking courtroom.
Yeah, I know that. Ernie Hudson has said in various interviews. Oh wait, here's a great shot with the books. But I know Ernie Hudson has said in various interviews that he has a love-hate relationship with the Winston character because it made him more prominent as an actor, but his character didn't have much to do in either movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they treat him like shit. Yeah, he's very low T.
And I also understand to a degree why on that first marquee movie poster he wasn't even mentioned. Right, I get it. He wasn't the star. Rick Moranis was on there. I think Rick Moranis was on the first poop poster, but Sigourney Weaver, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis might not even be listed. I'm not even sure. But I know Weaver, I know Aykroyd, and I know Bill Murray. And I kind of get that to a degree. But I think even when you get to the second movie, was he even like listed on the top marquee of the second movie, or did like Rick Moranis and shit like that get billing over him? I don't know.
Which actor?
I'm talking about Ernie Hudson, man, my boy.
Yeah, I don't think he was listed in the credits for the Ghostbusters 2 poster.
Yeah, it's not really fair, but it's been a blessing and a curse because he's not seen as being as equally billed, even though he's quote unquote one of the Ghostbusters, but at the same time, being a part of Ghostbusters 1 and 2 has solidified him work for the rest of his life. Now, he's just one of those guys. He's a working actor, but he works all the time. And as a working actor, he's done amazing shit like Oz, right? He's been in tons and tons of big Hollywood movies, not the starring role, but as bad guys and supporting characters. So he's been a part of really, really big stuff. Even though Oz, I would say he's he's the Warden. He's a huge character, and he's so fucking diabolically evil. But at the same time, as a working actor, you'll see him in the odd Lifetime movie too. He'll just kind of take the work. But I think guys like him, they're kind of comfortable there. Like, as long as they're working, man, they don't give a shit.
Mm-hmm. Plus, Ernie Hudson has aged like a fine wine. That dude looks good for a guy in his 70s.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, every time I fucking blow him, when he nuts in my mouth, I do that shit that the guy from House Guest is doing when he's tasting the wine and shit.
Seductive.
Very fucking Chad.
Yeah. And you're like, every time I gargle your cum, Ernie Hudson, I swear I could swear it was the cum of a 20-year-old stud.
Exactly.
How do you do it?
Mm-hmm.
Ernie, if there's a steady paycheck, I'll suck your dick as much as you need it.
Look, I don't know much about how the effects work in this movie, but I guarantee this effect is probably done pretty simply, but it looks so fucking cool.
Oh, yeah.
How the ghosts look.
Oh yeah, the people who did the effects for Ghostbusters also did the effects for Fright Night, and I want to share this piece of trivia that Plimke left. The vampire woman from Fright Night was going to be the original design for the library ghost in this, but it was deemed too scary for a comedy like Ghostbusters.
Hell yes, fucking our girl from Married with Children, fucking wearing that vampire.
Amanda, is that Amanda Beale? What the fuck is her last name? Amanda Beer? I can't remember her last name. Bierce or something?
I think it's Pierce, isn't it?
Yeah. It's with a B.
Whatever.
Bierce. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why I can't remember. I could have told you yesterday though, but she became a lesbian. So, Zach,
nice.
You can't get it.
She became as if fucking like you're acknowledging that it was me that fucked her and turned her to that side.
Yeah, I mean, I love this. This is such a great story. Like I said, if I hadn't have seen the second movie first, I'd probably, it's kind of how it works with me. That's kind of how you sum up my stance on Ghostbusters 2 over the first one. If I saw this one, I acknowledge, I probably would just favor this one if I grew up just a few years earlier, or if I was 10 years old when this movie came out. Think of it like that. If you were 10, 11, 12 years old when Ghostbusters 1 came out and you were part of that first wave that's like, oh, this is so fucking cool. And then the second one comes out, 5 years later, and now you're like 19, 20, and you had grown up with that original one. You loved it so much, and then that was the follow-up. Maybe it would bum you out. I don't know. I think it's just
it wouldn't, unless your fucking IQ is just degrading as you age.
I think it's just all about perspective.
Very low T.
I think it's all about perspective. But that's what makes the movie so great, is the fact that you can split it by those kind of hairs. I mean, they're both good.
Okay, what's a better villain? Fucking our girl, the Weaves, dressed up in her best fucking Ziggy Stardust costume, or the fucking Chad that is the fucking what's his name?
Vigo, voiced by Christopher Lee.
Exactly.
No, Max von Sydow.
Max von Sydow. Sorry, they're kind of interchangeable. But
same guy.
I watched a piece though. I was totally side note. I read a piece on Max von Sydow and them doing his old makeup for The Exorcist, and it's so weird how so many people didn't know he was an old face, right, for that movie, because it just kind of looks like Max von Sydow was an old man for like 50 years.
He was appropriating old culture, exactly.
Yeah, but
old decrepit folk culture.
Max von Sydow is what I meant. But you said the Weaves. The Weaves plays Dana Barrett. She does not play Gozer. That's who you're talking about.
She was wasn't she like the fucking chick at the end with the dogs?
No. Sigourney Weaver, her character gets possessed by
she's like, are you the gatekeeper? Yeah. And Vince Clortho, the Keymaster, that's Louis Tully. Yeah. And then Gozer just takes on the
2. I want to say, Ghostbusters 2, you had Vigo, who manipulates Janos. And to a certain extent, Ray.
Yeah, Who the fuck was that dressed up as Ziggy Stardust at the end of the
That was just
movie?
Gozer, dude. Gozer takes on the form. Yeah, Gozer takes on whatever form. So, and I don't know why she chose Ziggy Stardust, but yeah, that was Gozer. It could be whatever.
Yeah, because I read originally Gozer was supposed to look like a man in a business suit, but they changed it.
Fucking very.
Yeah, the way she is a little bit more iconic. I imagine the way she looks now sells more action figures and toys than if it was a guy in a business fucking suit. They tried recreating the success of Stay Puft Marshmallow Man with the Empire State. No, fuck. Ugh, Statue
of Liberty.
Yeah, I would have gotten it.
Your facts straight. God.
But
very fucking beta.
Yeah, everything's pretty beat by beat. I mean, they just try and do everything, and they try to make it a little bigger. It's sequelitis. But
not to mention they make the Statue of Liberty fucking walk around by shooting some fucking purple cum up in there, some purple cummies.
Yeah, it does look pretty interesting.
Yeah, and I always wondered how the hell did they get back to Liberty Island?
Very carefully.
Yeah, very carefully and calculated.
Because they are Chads.
Our boy Plumkey in the chat here, he's saying Walter Peck is one of the biggest assholes in film history. Does he count as a villain? I don't know if he counts as a villain just because, I don't know. He's an asshole. He's definitely an instigator, and he's trying to get their operation shut down. And he does.
But he's kind of right. I mean, they are running around with basically nuclear bombs on their backs.
Mm-hmm.
Walter Peck's important. I don't think he's the villain because he sets off the events of the third act, right? He has all the ghosts released and all that shit, and shit hits the fan. But he's not intentionally trying to do that. He's not intentionally trying to be a villain. And you know, I wouldn't consider him a villain.
So fucking our boy Ernie Hudson, he's in Oz. Our boy Plemke, he's talking about Oz. I started watching Oz recently. I watched the first season, and I gotta say, I started watching it. I was in overdosing from all the '90s shit, and that like it was so '90s. The fucking the intro, the way that it's edited, the fact that the narrator guy, he's like spinning around in a cube,
the cripple guy,
and talking to the camera for no reason. Very, very '90s.
I love it though. Did you like it though, aside from the '90s stuff?
It was all right. I'm enjoying it so far.
I'll tell you, it gets better. It really gets better. And it's correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's 5 seasons, right? Something like that. Yeah. It's one of those shows, man. There's something about a 5-season arc that's just perfect on the money.
It's like that cum arc whenever you fucking jack off really good and it comes out and it fucking arcs in just the perfect way.
It's got such a great cast, man. It's Tobias Beecher, right? And then you have J. Jonah Jameson, fucking J.K. Simmons as the white supremacist, right?
Yeah, I want to see that guy get fucked by that black dude in the wheelchair. Like, fucking make him love the black guys. Like, he'd really enjoy that.
It's one of those shows that when I watched it, I was like, fuck, that's where that guy came from. That's where that actor came from. That's where, because there's so many people that are going to appear in that show that went on to do other stuff that I didn't realize were part of Oz. And it also blows me away that Lee Tergesen, who plays Tobias Beecher, he didn't go on to do bigger and better things because while everybody has their arc and everybody is there's so many characters that are very important to the overall story. You can argue that Tobias Beecher's character is the main one. Right. And he's in his character, as you'll watch, he'll kind of go through the most arc and shit. And I'm just surprised. I mean, I think he was nominated for, you just think he would have went on to do great things, but so many other people in that show went on to do better things. I love that guy.
Would you fuck him?
You know what he went on to do? Desert Heat. Why don't you sit in my lap and we'll talk about the first thing that pops up?
Yeah.
He's like one of those biker guys that has one line. It's like, come on, man.
Yo, I was thinking about it, Aaron. What'd you think of the Mortal Kombat trailer?
Oh man, Zach, are you going to overload with autism, as you say?
Oh, the trailer was fucking autism personified.
Well, I can't believe I said that.
I'm sorry you feel that way, Zach. When I saw that trailer, I was like, oh yeah. I wasn't like, oh hell yeah. I was just like, oh yeah.
Zach, I didn't even watch it. I don't care.
And I hate that I even used your lingo, but I was just quoting Zach. But I don't want to fall into the Zach traps. I don't want to use I don't want to make jokes about autism and all that stuff. That's horrible. Zach,
he's a fucking pussy.
He's beneath everything that I stand for. Now, the Mortal Kombat trailer was kind of the most I could have hoped for. I think it's going. Look, by the way, guys, Mac's online and he's not on here with us. Why? He's online. I'm watching him right now.
It's probably for the better. I'd probably just be, trolling him.
Exactly.
He's playing Project Winter right now. Fucking shame. But no, I think a movie like that, they're going for it being over the top. I mean, you knew it was going to be sort of over the top comic booky when they said it's going to have fatalities and it's going to have all that blood. I mean, I get why they made the first adaptation PG-13. They want to actually make some money, and they want to attract the main audience, which are kids, people that were too young to play the games. But at the same time, if you introduce what's in those games, it's so fantasy driven. It's going to be hard to retain a serious vibe, right? Because it's so cartoony. So I think they're just going full cartoony and saying, fuck it. I mean, that trailer's nothing but fatality homages and cheesy one-liners. You know, there's the get over here. There's Kano saying Kano wins when he's pulling out the heart and shit. You know, that's all I care about. I don't care. I don't think it's going to be high art, but as long as it's got really cool fight choreography, cool fight scenes, and over-the-top blood, dude, it's not like they're going to tarnish the fucking series anymore after Annihilation, so what do I care?
Yeah, it looks fine. I have no nostalgic connection to the Mortal Kombat series in particular. You know, I saw the first movie when I was like 14, and you know, I loved it for what it was. But you know me, I've never played any of the games because I'm not really a fighting game person. But you know,
was Egon muff diving?
Maybe he was. I mean, you're right. You're onto something, Aaron. Some subliminal jokes. But yeah, I don't know. It looks fine. You know, I just hope they give my boy Christopher Lambert a cameo.
They won't. Christopher Lambert looks like, I don't want to say shit because people are allowed to get old, but I haven't seen him in forever, and I followed him on Instagram. He's really old. He's just become like a really old man. And I'm like, well, I guess I haven't really followed his career much in the past 25 years, but he's gotten really old.
He was fucking old when the first movie came out.
I don't think it was like, he looked fine. He still looked like the Highlander.
He had white hair. He was an old man.
Connor McLeod is supposed to be immortal, I thought.
Yeah.
Hey, side note, I'm one of those guys that likes Highlander too.
Beta.
Hey, shut up. The first Highlander is amazing. Highlander 2
Tell me fucking shut up on my show, bitch. Continue.
Hey, Highlander 2 is age personified, okay? No matter what way you slice it, that movie is age personified. The first Highlander shall and always will be a great movie. Alright? It's better to burn out than to fade away. You got it?
They both look like fucking Aspie bait to me.
But yeah, as far as the Mortal Kombat though, the thing that I'm going to expect it to be the worst piece of shit I've ever seen in my life, so I'm not disappointed. I think it'll be all right. Like I said, I just want some fight scenes and some blood, and I'll have fun with it. I think the costume design is overall really cool. I heard some like nerds complaining that Sub-Zero isn't blue, like his mask is black, and really, there's probably some really, really dark blues in there. I get it, but who gives a fuck? I mean, I'm not going to split hairs.
Mac does.
Maybe. But I just think Goro looked like fucking dog shit. He's in that trailer, and Mac actually made a good point. He's like, it looks like they pulled him straight out of Ready Player One because he's one of the characters that makes a cameo in that movie. And I'm like, it kind of does. But his face looks like shit, but whatever, man. I mean, we all know someone like that's going to be CGI nowadays. They're not going to. And the puppeteering and shit of the 1995 movie is limited on what it can do. If you want Goro doing some fantastical jumping around in actual combat, he's got to be CGI. But you'd think there's a happy medium somewhere. Like, can we not do a blend of both? Can we not, like, somehow do a blend of the two?
Not bro. It's all about them sweet computer graphics. Who wants to see things done with attention and care? No. Digitize a computer and slap it on the screen.
Yeah.
Especially whenever it's such a fucking throwaway movie. Nobody gives a shit about Mortal Kombat.
You know,
nobody plays those games.
Well, first of all, you're trolling. They get bigger and bigger. Mortal Kombat 11's fucking massive. And the movie, the trailer, has gotten so much response online that it's kind of a shame for the sake of the studio and all that shit that we're in the middle of the 2020 and the 2021 stuff we got going on in the real world, that I think it would be a massive box office hit. Now they're going to have to kind of go off the little box office numbers they can and then go off the HBO Max thing. And I'm sure they will. And hopefully that still translates into a sequel if the movie warrants it. I know they want to build a franchise. They want to do a fucking Mortal Kombat universe. They want to do an MKU because why not? That's what everybody has to do these days. It's so fucking dumb. But whatever. If the movie's good though, I'll want a sequel. If not, who gives a fuck?
Let's wash off some of this autism and talk about this movie we're watching.
Yeah, we're at a pivotal scene. Vankmane's trying to make the moves on the weaves. Zach, would you Sigourney her weaver?
I would.
Even though she has a flat ass.
That Weaver Beaver. I'd rub that Weaver Beaver up and down my face.
That sounds like a shirt, man. We got to make
Exactly.
a Weaver Beaver shirt.
I'd fucking knit her a weave to wear on her Weaver Beaver.
And it's funny though. So this was 1984, and at the time, maybe I'm wrong on this, but I think they literally approached her because she was an alien. She was sci-fi horror, and it was serious. And it's like, hey, let's pluck her and put her in this part of the same genre, but a comedy. And I don't know if she had hesitations about taking the role because of like her place in the sci-fi world as it was.
She did not, based on interviews I've read, she did not. In fact, one of the first things she did in the audition was act like she was possessed by one of the terror dogs.
Cool. Look at all the junk food.
Why would you want to limit yourself to one genre? Fucking like, oh no, I'm kind of big in like sci-fi. I should just keep doing that. That's not what actors do. They don't want to get pigeonholed. That's the last thing they want.
What are you talking about? You don't consider this somewhat sci-fi? You don't think it can fall into that?
No, this is more of a comedy horror.
Oh yeah.
I think but Alien is sci-fi horror. So I think you can kind of
Aliens are fucking sci-fi. Ghosts aren't sci-fi.
Yeah, but Alien's a fucking monster movie when you break it all down. It's just a monster movie.
But it's an alien and it takes place in space.
It's a monster movie in space.
With an alien, yeah. It's sci-fi.
Yeah, it's sci-fi horror.
Well,
this isn't.
First of all,
okay.
If all the paranormal shit was proven, then there would be science fiction. You would call this science fiction, wouldn't you? If it was a science to it, right? Well, no, not necessarily, because aliens aren't proven. It's the same thing. People believe in aliens. People believe in ghosts. Some scientists try to debunk ghosts. Some people believe in fucking ghosts. I think it's pretty similar, to be honest with you.
Hold on. Let me go get Dan Aykroyd on the phone, and we'll settle this.
Why would it be science fiction if ghosts were proven? Then it would just be fucking like. Ghosts are proven. This is just science. This is a science movie. They're ghost hunters. By the way, I watched this documentary on fucking Amazon about the apparently this is one of the most haunted houses, and then fucking I'm watching it, and that motherfucker Steven from fucking Ghost Hunters, he shows up, and I'm like, where the fuck is Tango, you little bitch? Why did you get fucking skinny? You fucking dropped Tango, went solo, and now you're fucking doing this shit, fucking filming balls falling downstairs. What a fucking sellout prick.
Never, ever watched an episode of Ghost Hunters. Got to say, I don't know who they are. I've seen it on, in passing. Don't know the names of the people. Never watched it.
You watched the Zach Baggins one, the fucking Aspie version.
Yeah, I watched that, and I downloaded the AMC Plus streaming just for a trial to see what it was all about. They got the travel channel shit, and they've got like the TLC stuff. And it really wasn't that good, dude. I didn't like it. It wasn't like, they didn't have everything. Like, I couldn't just on demand every season of Ghost Adventures, for example. They had like exclusive episodes. Same thing with like 90 Day Fiance. I'm like, what kind of fucking, and they charge him for this?
What the fuck? Watch Dr. Pebble Popper, you little pussy.
And they had like a streaming on demand. Like it was like 24 hours, like the way Shudder does, there's like constantly something playing. I don't know. It wasn't for me, but they had a exclusive Ghost Adventures episode where they were doing the fucking hip thing to do right now, talking about the Cecil Hotel, the Hotel Cecil, whatever the fuck that is. It's like, the Netflix documentary. I don't give a fuck, man. I'm tired of hearing about that damn hotel.
Yeah, can we just put the kibosh on whether or not ghosts? Like, if ghosts are real, wouldn't we have a shit ton of, like, everybody's got a camera now. It's probably just fucking,
I mean, why does it have to be tangible that we have to be able to catch footage of it every time we aim a camera at it? Why? You know what I mean?
No.
I don't think so. I believe in that stuff. Now, what exactly it is, I'm open to discussion. I don't really know. I mean,
very beta.
I'm open to the concept that there's probably two different versions. There's the intelligent, and then there's the
retarded.
No, there's like the stored energy. There's the shit that's just sort of energy stored, and it's just sort of it's like an imprint of history, of energy that was left behind, the stuff that's residual.
Our boy thinks Ghostbusters is a real life documentary up in here. I'm just playing. I'm just fucking. I know we're gonna do another ghost episode of fucking Deep End. I want to get you going.
Ooh.
Yeah, let's try and do that maybe next week or something. Let's do that real soon. I don't know, real soon.
Exactly. My dog wants some water. I'll be right back.
That dog's a bitch. Why does he want water? Can't go without water.
Don't call my fucking dog a bitch, you fucking cunt.
My dog would fuck your dog in the ass. Not really. My dog would take it probably. He almost got raped the other day.
What?
Dude, we were outside walking and somebody had their like pit bull and they didn't have him on a leash. One of those fucking people that doesn't have their dog on a leash. And just fucking lunged at my dog, dude. Started sniffing at him and I thought it was innocent enough. Like, okay, there's your friend. And then he started mounting him, trying to fuck him in the ass. I'm like, get your fucking dog out of here, bitch.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I almost got attacked by a dog a couple of months back.
Yeah. What happened?
I'd gone out on like a 5-mile walk out on our walking trail. You know, I was coming back. I was almost home. Next thing you know, I look behind me, and all of a sudden I see this dog charging down the street right at me. And as soon as I see him, I just turn around and just stand my guard, like, "Whoa, back, back, back!" As I just casually, just slowly but steadily made my way home. And then eventually he ran off, and I just bolted inside. But yeah, close call.
You talk about the time you ran into a ghost?
No, actually, okay, funny story about that. When I was like 11 or 12.
I love this. What the hell are you doing? Go ahead.
Okay, you might be a little bit ahead of me. No, but when I was 11 or 12, I was at church, and it was a Sunday. It was one of the Sundays where they served lunch afterwards, and I realized I'd left my like little Sunday school binder in the other building. So I'd run in there to get it, and it was dark. All the lights were off, so I was really spooked out. So I was trying to get in and get out as fast as I could. I find it, and I'm running out, but as I get out the door, I drop the binder. I turn to grab it, and as soon as I grab it, I look down the hallway, and I see this tall, dark figure. It's just pure blackness. It's tall and dark, and he's just standing there. I'm just like, what the fuck is that? And so I just immediately, run out the door. I don't know if it was a person or what, but yeah, it was really freaky.
And then fucking cut to NBA All-Star Michael Jordan, just like, damn. Like, a motherfucker could have met Michael Jordan. He ran away. What a pussy.
That's funny.
I'm positive it wasn't Michael Jordan.
Fucking tall black. That's fucking Michael Jordan, if I ever heard a description of him.
Maybe it was Shaquille O'Neal trying to sell me insurance.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. And everything else? Gosh, Shaquille O'Neal's everywhere, man.
Let's stop beating around the bush now. Let's get down to the nitty gritty. If you guys could fuck any one of the Ghostbusters, who would it be?
Dan Aykroyd seems to have more cushion for the pushing, so if that's your thing.
Oh, fucking beta.
I mean, hey, after you bang Dan Aykroyd, he'll give you a bottle of Crystal Skull vodka.
Exactly. That shit's expensive.
As a keepsake.
See, well, we should all be drinking that as we're watching this.
Egon's a rotting corpse, so if you're into necrophilia, that's your man.
Fucking Egon, he's got the biggest dick, I hear. Actually, no. Fucking our boy Ernie Hudson, he's got the biggest dick.
Yeah, man. Look at you jumping to conclusions on Egon, dude. You know fucking Ernie Hudson's packing it, the anaconda.
He's packing that shit.
Bill Murray, he'd be very adamant at first, and he'd be like, what the hell?
You wouldn't be able to fuck Bill Murray because you wouldn't be able to get a hold of Bill Murray. He doesn't have an agent. He doesn't have representation. He doesn't have an assistant. I don't even think he has a fucking cell phone. He has a landline. Like, he's notoriously hard to get a hold of.
But he does show up at house parties at random.
Yeah, he's a really random. He seems really anti-Hollywood. I don't know how much of a case that is, but he seems to like to live reclusively. He doesn't live in California. He doesn't live in L.A. He doesn't do that.
Yeah, he does whatever he wants, and more power to him.
Which blows me away because when he does come out and he does a movie, a lot of times, especially in the last 10 years, it's like really shitty. And ever since he had such success with Lost in Translation and sort of that indie world, he does a lot of that. And it's not always good, but he's had some real good ones, man. What's it called? Obviously, Lost in Translation is amazing. Broken Flowers was fine. It wasn't that good. What was that one he did about the little kid? Why can't I think of it? What's it called? With Melissa McCarthy as the kid's mother, and I hate her, but she wasn't in a comedic role.
Oh, the Disney movie, The Kid, where he's fucking he put on the Bruce Willis costume and was in that movie.
Yeah, that's the one. No,
I couldn't tell you the name of it, but I do know what you're talking about.
I don't know why I can't think of it. I've watched it twice and I fucking love it. It's so good. It's really, really good.
He's in like every Wes Anderson movie.
He's in every which I don't like Wes Anderson. It's just not my brand. I respect that he's got a brand of comedy.
You know what? You know who could fucking pull off an Angus Part 2? Wes Anderson. He could do it. Angus Part 2. Make it happen.
There you go.
I would come.
St. Vincent's the movie I'm thinking about. It's got Naomi Watts too. Yeah, that's a really good movie. It's a good flick.
Sounds like horse shit. Fucking Angus too.
But he's done some really weird movies. Like he showed up in that weird Passion Play movie with Mickey Rourke back when he shit his career away again, and it's got like Megan Fox, and it's like, why'd you?
Mickey Rourke was playing Jesus.
No, we all know Bill Murray's greatest role was in Garfield.
Oh yes, fucking that was total mind fuck. Fucking Bill Murray doing Garfield voice when the fucking guy that did the Garfield voice did the Bill Murray voice on the real Ghostbusters. Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
What's funny? Plemke's asking, do we remember Bill Murray and Osmosis Jones? Yeah, he was that disgusting fuck that everybody lived inside. He was the cavity for the world of Osmosis Jones.
Oh, that scene in Osmosis Jones when they're hanging out and fucking having a party, and then fucking like in his pimple, and then it fucking explodes in the teacher's face. That was fucking the awesome part. That was my first orgasm growing up.
We watched that movie though in 8th grade biology class. I remember Chris Rock played Osmosis Jones.
You know, I know something really weird about that movie. I saw it on VHS and DVD, and for some reason, the DVD had like different music in the scene. And I remember thinking that was the weirdest fucking thing.
Hey, man, sorry to backtrack back to Mortal Kombat, but I think our boy Adrian, who's listening in, I think he's Team MK, because he says, seriously, though, when Sub-Zero stabs that dude and the blood shoots out and Sub-Zero freezes the blood into a knife and stabs him again, holy shit, gotta go bust a nut. Bye.
Fucking very beta
Adrian.
of the Omega.
So classic Slimer scene. Did you guys see that in this new Ghostbusters movie that is coming out or whatever? There's like a new Slimer character.
I've kept away from like all news pertaining to that movie.
We need a fucking an all white Slimer, and he's just called Coomer or Cummer. And he just shoots his nuts everywhere, and fucking like he's glazing all the fucking people like they're donuts and shit.
Real sticky.
So it's
painting
fun.
the world white with the cum of Coomer.
Ghostbusters Afterlife. It's funny because the movie's not out yet, and you know, we don't have any more extended trailers, but they've already started revealing this new Slimer-like character, and I think the toys are already starting to, you know. But I don't know. They're doing the Star Wars thing, like, hey man, we gotta have a BB-8. Like, we don't give a fuck. No one's seen the movie yet, but hey, there's a BB-8 yet. We gotta get the toys going. We gotta have our BB-8 to sell the fucking merch. This new character, he's like a blue fat ghost, and his name is Muncher. Okay.
Okay. Is he related to Munchie?
Oh yes, that's what we need.
No.
Fucking Dom DeLuise to come do the voice. Should have been Coomer.
Well,
Heldon Coomer.
I don't know, but it's funny. Those kids in that new Ghostbusters movie will all be adults by the time it comes out.
yeah, I don't care. I don't have any hopes for the movie. I'll see it. Why not? I'll see it. It's not going to be worse than the Melissa McCarthy one, but I don't have any high expectations or anything.
You haven't even seen the Melissa McCarthy one. You fucking lie.
I watched it. Are you fucking kidding me?
It was amazing.
Fucking nearly killed myself.
You should have.
Yeah. So if you guys look on our Discord, we got a picture of the Muncher posted there for us.
Fucking.
That looks nothing like the ghost of John Belushi, like our boy Slimer.
What? What the fuck are you talking about?
You don't know that that Slimer is supposedly modeled after John Belushi? So
looks nothing like John Belushi. I don't even believe it. I don't believe that fact.
Well, his his eating habits and being disgusting is supposed to be modeled after John Belushi, at least according to the filmmaker.
Okay.
Fucking, they're very mean to John Belushi. Fucking making fun of him like that. Would you fuck Belushi?
Hey, R.I.P. Larry King. He dead. He a ghost. He can be a ghost.
Oh yeah, Larry King. He is dead after living for 500 years.
Exactly.
Like Prince Goro. There you go. 500 years.
What did he die of?
Fucking, I don't know, rotten dick. He's old. He was really old.
That's why I asked. It's funny because he's so old.
Dick rot? Yeah, he's old. Oh, I get it.
He was smoking there. Maybe he got lung cancer. That'll do it.
Yeah, Ghostbusters had a really cool montage scene. This whole scene is really, really neat. It's really cool in the second one also.
Fucking the weave sitting there making a salad. Fucking salad's cool.
So they explain what happened to the Ghostbusters when 2 kicks off, right? They got sued, they went out of business and all that good shit. So what do you think the Ghostbusters were up to from Ghostbusters 2 ending all the way to Ghostbusters Afterlife? Like, what do you think the story is going to be? Does it exist still and it's just got new people running it and they're retired? Or
I don't know.
Did it die with Egon or?
Yeah, maybe that's what happens. Like once Egon died, they're like, we're all old and schlubby. Fuck this. We could get new people, but why bother?
But you'd think after.
Hey, here's the only reason the movie exists.
The dick suck.
BJ
is a great scene. You would think though that in the it's going to be like 30 plus years since the last movie, they would have taken opportunities to franchise and become bigger because.
Wait a minute. The video game. I don't know if you ever played the Ghostbusters video game. That
I've played it a couple of times. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, in that the plot is they're looking for a new recruit so they can in turn make him the owner of a franchise in one of the other big cities across America. So I mean, who knows? Maybe they'll acknowledge the game and that there are other Ghostbuster units across America. In the big cities. Here's
Winston coming in almost 42 minutes into the movie. We got Winston showing up, which is fine. For the first movie, I totally get it. It's actually really funny that they kind of, their startup company and they have to hire some help and he's just sort of the dummy that wants the paycheck and he's not really. Yeah, I think Winston's role in this movie is fine. No qualms about it.
It works.
It's 2, I think.
It works because he's the everyman. He balances out the scientific aspects that the other guys bring to the job.
In 2, though, after all they went through, you'd think he would just be... And it's clearly they still have a relationship because he's at that party doing those fucking parties with fucking Ray and the costumes.
He's one of the originals in 2. The other guys have to come back. And they still treat him like he's fucking chopped liver.
The best part of for me of Ghostbusters 2 is when they're all on their own, doing their own jobs. It's when they get back together and suit up that really does the whole, been there, done that, really start to sink in.
Mm-hmm. I guess so. You know what, though? I don't give a fuck what anybody says. If they like the first movie better or not, there's nothing that tops that courthouse scene in the second one. That's tops. I love that whole courthouse scene. It's fucking great. It's the best. Well, you can't even argue it. It's so great. Everything.
The courthouse scene is basically the hotel scene from the first movie,
but it's better. It's better.
Nah, the Scully brothers were a bit too cartoony.
No, it's fucking perfect. Everything down to even the trial when it's hilarious. Where fucking Venkman is leading his attorney and mumbling under. All that's really funny. And to like I said, the Scully brothers coming out and them suiting up. It's such a cool moment. I think it's fantastic. For me, it's top, and the Scully brothers are great. Do they have NECA Scully brothers? They need to release a 2-pack of the Scully brothers NECA if they haven't already. I'd be all about it.
You with your fucking beta ass toys, Aaron.
Give me the toys. I love it. I'd shove that fat Scully up my ass.
Exactly.
Okay.
While I throat the skinny Scully.
Yeah, then you can share the pictures to your lady. Like, this is what I do.
That fat Scully brother just lives in my ass now. He's just up there.
Very Chad.
Yeah. Oh, that reminded me of that Jackass skit. Was it Ryan Dunn that was shoving the cars and he went to the proctologist and he's like, something's not right in my bowels, and they'd find the fucking like race cars and shit shoved up his ass. And that made me think, have you guys seen that news of Bam getting kicked out of Jackass 4 and him going nuts like he's lost his fucking mind and he's on social media and just I
heard some about it. I didn't watch any of it. Like, what was he saying that made him kick him out or whatever?
Yeah, he started just fucking shredding him on social media. It makes him look sick in the head. And most people are like blowing up his comments like, dude, you need help, man. He's mentally ill. He seems mentally ill. But basically, Bam has been in a downward spiral for a lot of years, and with alcoholism, probably drug use. I don't know. I'm not going to accuse him, but in just mental health problems. And so he's such a wreck reckless person that they made him sign a contract that he would probably get. I think he had to like see counseling or go to he had to be maintaining himself while part of the production, right? And bottom line is he broke his contract and he started using or something, and he just, you know, probably one of those things, man, showing up late, becoming a liability, and they fired his ass. They fired his ass and kicked him off because they're filming Jackass 4. And which is funny because they're all old as fuck now. They all have white hair. Steve-O's got white hair. Johnny Knox's got white hair. But yeah, and so he's been on Instagram just like Corey Feldman style. Just every post he makes is tearing them apart. He's trying to launch his new group that's going to compete with Jackass. I'm like, dude, it's too late. You're old. And, you know, Jackass 4 is sort of the last hurrah for these guys. It's done.
Hey guys, check out my new prank stunt group, Ass Jack.
Fucking a Jackass Jr.
You know, and you can't, everybody's sort of been crazy in their day, but Steve-O's been sober for years, right? Steve-O's sober. And it's so funny how
fucking pussy.
They're all old. And I think there was a headline some weeks back where like the first week of shooting, man, like, or the first day, both Johnny Knoxville and Steve-O got admitted to the emergency room and they're in the hospital because they broke bones. Like they're not as resilient as they always were.
Exactly. What's the point? Does anybody want a Jackass 4?
They do.
But we gotta start mining the 2000s now, or wait until 2030 when they're full-time grandpas.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, I'd watch it if they were grandpas and the whole movie was them like taking their kids and throwing them into like shark tanks and stuff. Like, look at my guy, look at him swim. That'd be fucking funny. That'd be fun.
I mean, I'll watch it. I'll watch it. I don't give a shit. I mean, the third one wasn't as good. It peaked in the second one. The second one was the funniest.
See, they could outdo the race car one to sit on one of their children and then like take a fucking x-ray of it in their ass and shit. Like, oh, you got a child up your colon.
You know, even though Steve-O partied and shit back in the day, Steve-O's aging all right. He's aging well. Johnny Knoxville's aging fine. He's just, you know, he's just letting his silver hair just be. But fucking Bam is looking like a hybrid of his dad and Don Vito. He's looking like shit. He's missing teeth. He's missing teeth. He's fucking overweight. He looks fucking off his gourd. I mean, he's just...
You know he's getting the pussy.
I don't know.
I mean, aren't most of the Jackass guys dead or nuts aside from like Steve-O and Johnny?
Now you're not going to... You're right. So you're not... Well, not most of them, but you're not going to have Bam now because he got fired. And now, you know, Ryan Dunn passed away, right? Some years back. So, and it's so funny.
That's what started his whole fucking spiral downhill.
And that's what everybody's saying, like, oh, go easy on him. He hasn't been the same since Ryan Dunn. I think that's a little bit of a cop out. I know that's not fair for me to say.
You're a cock.
That's
Aaron.
not fair.
Stop being a cock.
That's not fair for me to say, but I'm sure that had a heavy impact on him. And maybe it even started some stuff. But dude, he passed away, a decade ago? It was a long time.
Oh, yeah.
I'm saying it was a long time.
Friend.
But you would think, like, come on, that doesn't mean you don't get your shit together. Eventually, you got to pick your pants up, and you got to be.
Eventually, you don't have to do anything. We're all gonna die someday. You can do whatever the fuck you want. Don't tell them what to do.
You got to be healthy, man.
He obviously does, and look at him.
And like I said, they were giving him a chance. He's been a wreck for a long time, and they were giving him a chance by doing the fourth movie. And I mean, I saw the Jackass crew. They did a tour, like a stand-up comedy tour, and none of them are comedians. Like they were at the comedy club that I worked at, and they were all a part of it except for Johnny Knoxville because, you know, he was an actor first and he was doing movies. But besides Johnny Knoxville, they were all part of this touring ensemble except for Bam. And I always wonder, like, why is Bam not here? Maybe he was just fucking reckless at the time, but
he's probably like the only one not dumb who knew I wasn't a comedian, so I'm not gonna try.
Dude, it was Steve-O headlined it because they all took turns, and they had like Preston Lacey, the big fat ass, and they had Chris Pontius, and Ryan Dunn had since passed away. He's been gone a while. Chris Pontius and what's the Aaron, the guy Ehron, the dude that like had the pubes glued to his face. I can't remember his last name.
You know what? Chris Pontius still being alive, he might as well just make him the new Ryan Dunn because they look similar.
No, because they seemed to be because they were both on Wild Boys, right? Or was Chris Pontius or was Pontius with Steve-O on Wild Boys? I can't. No, yeah, because
there was two of them I always got mixed up.
Yeah, I don't know why. Me too, and I don't know why because they really don't look like each other. But it's so funny.
Yeah.
It's because they're both blonde guys, but Ryan Dunn was shaggy and he had a beard, and They didn't look anything like each other. It's so funny why I confused them too. But yeah, and then so Dunn was on Viva La Bam. So yeah, he probably was a little closer to Bam. But anyway, I saw them all do their little stand-up skits. None of them, you could tell, like these guys were people that did stupid shit in movies for laughs. And that's really all they had. And so it seemed
Our
like
boy, though, he said one of my favorite lines in the movie. He said he was doing 20-minute abs or whatever. He watched it two times speed, did it in 10 minutes, got a great workout. That's a genius fucking idea. See, that's why fucking YouTube exists and why they added the 2 times speed and all that shit. That's dank shit.
I remember being pretty pathetic. I mean, well, not pathetic. I mean, these guys, this was after the third movie. They're probably already thinking, like, our careers are done. Like, I mean, the Jackass wave's over. None of us
They're
have
Ryan Dunn.
Yeah, they're Ryan Dunn, and that's pretty done. But
that's well done. That's not fucking funny. That's fucking terrible.
Been there, done that.
But
exactly. Remember that show he had? I actually always liked Ryan Dunn. Thought he was funny. Remember that show he had on fucking G4 for a while?
Oh yeah, it was. What was it?
Fuck. I forgot what they did. Didn't they like take like they use? It was like MythBusters, but like with a fucking internet culture
with movies and
yeah.
It was with movies and games. I forget what it was called, but yeah, it was just one of those shady reality shows G4 put out during its dying years.
Like didn't they have like an episode? Do propane tanks actually explode when you shoot them? Stuff like that.
I have no idea, but I thought this was a Ghostbusters commentary, not a Jackass commentary.
You knew what you were getting into when you came on our show, Will.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is what we do.
Yeah, I know.
Well, we're missing a cool scene, man. Look at those fucking evil hands that came out of the chair and just took her into the fucking netherworld or whatever the fuck.
They're very beta evil hands. They didn't even grab her tits.
Well, actually, no. If you freeze frame at the right spot, you can actually see one of Sigourney Weaver's boobs.
Very alpha fucking demon hands. They grabbed her tits. They're Sigma demon hands. It's the new. You guys hear about that? The new version of the new male type. It's a Sigma male.
Nice little pooch. Maybe I got a milk bone.
It's amazing.
I love Lewis, dude. He's so funny in this movie. Maybe I got a milk bone or something. He's great.
Is he the Ghostbuster you would fuck?
Yeah, I love it. He's got his fucking accountant there, and just shit like his party's lame. How do you get with this Daryl Hannah knockoff?
Because he's fucking packing.
Look at her, dumb airhead. I like it when he used to portray women as these dumb bimbos back in the 80s where they're just that stupid. I've never met anybody quite that stupid. Is that Frank and Annette? Annette and I can't remember the guy's name. Howard Stern looking motherfuckers loaded up in that joint. Oh, so he's the accountant. These are all his clients, right? Yeah.
Yeah, these are all his clients.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, it's funny how he's just like listing off how much everything was and just every minute detail of these people. Like he's really attentive.
Oh yeah, he's anal retentive.
Okay, who brought the dog? Look at these awesome effects.
Oh, these hold up.
Alien 3 took all its fucking cliff notes from watching those effects.
Fucking amazing.
I love.
Now,
Look
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. I'm just laughing at the movie.
I was just going to say, we all know the real way to watch Ghostbusters is pan scan VHS, because that way you can enjoy the fact that Egon is cut off for most of his screen time on VHS, and you can be like, where's Egon? I hear him, but I don't see him.
Fucking amazing. Is that true? They fucking, like, didn't fix it so that it's showing him? Very beta.
I mean, that's VHS for you. You got a widescreen movie, you got to pan scan that shit.
Exactly. They were fucking too lazy. They didn't move it over for scenes.
I love this. Hold on, where he's at the window just banging. And no one gives a shit. And then it attacks him and he just drops and everybody goes back to business as usual. It's so funny.
He should have fucking pulled his pants down and started jacking off and left streaks all over the glass. Try to ignore that.
I don't understand. He must not be going to the front door. Go to the front door. Like, what the fuck?
No, he runs for one of the doors.
Well, it could be a side door that could be locked, like a fire exit or something. That's possible, but
he doesn't try to grab one of the chairs and throw it at the window. I mean, that's what I would have
Well,
done.
what's that going to do? Let the dog in there to attack everybody else?
Exactly.
I mean, it's something. It's better than being cornered.
No, he's trying to get in there to protect himself, to get away from it if he breaks the window.
Well, let the fucking dog in there to kill everybody else. He's not going to fucking kill you if he's got a whole smorgasbord over
Exactly.
here.
I like how he clearly can't see the dog in front of him, but yet he dropped.
You think the dog's sucking his dick?
Well, no, I think it's just like he can always see it, but they don't see it. I think that's what they're implying.
Hell yeah, look at that chick with the
Really?
fucking pink hair.
I never thought about that. Like only they can see it. I don't think so. I mean, because the Ghostbusters saw him at the end when they're possessed and they have him as maybe. I don't fucking know. I'm trying to make logic out of this movie. This is a great scene too.
We must remember the fact that according to Peter Venkman, it's okay to bring Thorazine on a date.
Hell yeah.
Because later he's like, "Yeah, I shot her up with 350 cc's of Thorazine." So go
She's
ahead.
Gonna take he goes, she's gonna take a nap.
Oh, look, she's fucking ripe. She's ready to fuck.
Yeah,
She's
you
ready
guys
to
are
fuck.
you guys are a couple seconds ahead of me. She is now open to the door.
It happens.
It's okay.
Don't worry about it. Yeah, it's not a big deal.
That's the power of post-production.
No, it's we're not gonna change that. It's fine. It's fine. We're always usually like a second or two off on lag, especially when we're streaming these files Zach puts in the box or whatever. It just happens.
Aaron, are you the keymaster?
Oh yeah.
I guess so.
What if the version you're watching is a little different because you're watching your home version, baby?
No, I'm watching this on DVD.
So it's your fault. No, exactly. When we're watching different copies, yeah, it's gonna happen.
I mean, I own this movie on VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray. Probably Laserdisc at some point in the future.
I own it on every format, including the 4K that came out this past year.
Why are you buying every format of this version when the superior film is part 2? You should own every version of that
Well,
one.
I own both of them. So yeah, and the 4K's got 1 and 2 in it. It's a steel book, and it's a collection of both. And I brought it up when I got it, just a little bit on the podcast. But if you got the Blu-ray, you don't need the 4K because it actually looks worse. It's just, especially this one. I don't know. It's just too grainy and too dark. I mean, you want to keep some of that grain, I guess, but it's just
she's got a Chad ass fucking jawline.
She really does, dude.
Very Chad.
She could fucking break ice. I mean,
fucking crush you underneath the weight of that.
Oh, I bet, dude. She could fucking rip that dick off.
But I was thinking if they had done a Ghostbusters 3 in the 90s and it involved a new team of Ghostbusters, for certain one of those new Ghostbusters would have been the Weasel.
Exactly.
Well, there with all the different versions of the third script that were flying around for 15 years, it changed with this sort of the tide of pop culture. Like, obviously, when they were trying to get it made, the Ghostbusters in Hell in the early mid 90s, they wanted Chris Farley. They were trying to they were talking about Chris Farley. Then I think when it was like a little bit later in the early 2000s, they were throwing around names like, we'd love Seth Rogen and Michael Cera and shit like that. And I think Ben Stiller at some point was even thrown in the mix. So it just, I don't know. Now guess what we landed on? We landed on Finn Wolfhard and Finn Dickhard. And because that was kind of relevant now, but I'm tired of seeing that kid everywhere. I'm glad he's getting work, and I don't wish any harm on him. But
he's not a kid anymore. I think he's now technically an adult.
Yeah, he looks like fucking Big Bird now.
You know what? I had a dream. I fell asleep listening to a podcast where they were talking about, remember the school shooting guy, David Hogg or something like that. I fell asleep and I was like, I was thinking like David Hogg while I was listening to it. I'm like, David Hogg, he should be like a porn star. He should fucking like, oh yeah, we got a new school shooter in town, David Hogg. They could they could use that to fucking hype him up.
David Hogg, he was that guy from that Florida shooting high school kid, right? That just milked the fuck out of that whole situation. Yeah.
You know him from the kid that almost got shot by a school shooter. Now he's a school shooter, if you know what I mean. He's a really well-hung shooter, David Hogg. And that's my hog or something. That's fucking donk. He's really fucking up. He's selling pillows now or some stupid shit.
I'm shocked that you remember his name. I had to Google him. Like, who the fuck is that?
Fucking show your cock, David Hogg. We needs to see it.
Hold on. I got to stop for a second. So their bodies just aren't cavities. Like, they don't just get possessed, because clearly, unless that's the case, then the Keymaster's straight up mentally challenged. Kind of like Louis Tully. Because why does he act like Louis Tully too? Is it like they're blended?
I think that's what they're implying, because when he's at the firehouse and Egon does the brain scan on him, you see.
Yes, have some. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, but also, like, you see on the screen that it's Zool or Gozer. I get mixed up. And so yeah, I think that's what they're implying is that he's taken the devil dog has taken over the person and just isn't doing the best of jobs with the body he's given.
What are you talking about? You see the devil dog in the scan. That's what you see.
Yeah.
I think it's just because they fucking hired our boy Rick Moranis and they didn't want him to not be Rick Moranis, you fucking chuds.
Exactly. That's exactly.
Exactly. Fucking I am the king.
But look at it. He seems almost innocent enough. He doesn't seem malicious. That dog was fucking trying to eat his ass, but now that he's in Louis Tully, he seems pretty nice. He seems pretty compliant, like cooperative. Yes, have some, and he's going with them, and he's asking.
Because that cop that was fucking riding with him just jacked him off, got his cum brain out.
Probably, yeah. Look at that. Funny.
He's got the post nut clarity now.
Dropping off or picking up? Dropping off.
Dropping off. Yeah, I like her New York voice. Her accent.
Would you Janine her Melnitz?
Definitely.
Yeah, she's kind of cute, man. She's kind of cute. I mean, she's got that 80s mom hairdo in this one, and she's wearing those mom pants. And then they decided to totally go-go dancer her up for the second one to follow suit of the popular cartoon. And but they made her look a little, not slutty, but they made her stupid. They made her a bimbo in the second one. And she seems totally fine. She's attracted to Egon. She looks like a librarian in this, and she's attracted to Egon, and she seems like she went to college. But in the second one, she's a bimbo, she's stupid, and she's attracted to Lewis. What happened?
Mac just fucking dropped in here, and because he's one of us, it's letting him talk. So I had to mute him real quick, otherwise he'll be talking and no one's recording him.
Yeah, I see that it's muted. Yeah, Max in the well, that's a nice bonus for anybody that's on the Patreon and chat with Matt in the chat. You could have been a part of this commentary, bro. And this is his movie, dude. This is like his fucking jam. You guys should have told him.
Exactly.
And Max, just in defense, man, they were keeping it as a surprise. I didn't know what it was until we started recording. He kept saying, "It's a surprise, baby," which I don't know why. When Zach says it's a surprise, I was expecting like Debbie Does Dallas. And when you said Debbie Does Dallas, I didn't think you were trolling like fuck. Because like Ghostbusters doesn't seem like the kind of flick you would keep under wraps.
I think Mac's gonna be pissed off at me for that, for like muting him because he's not recording with us.
Hey, I'm going to acknowledge Plemke here in the chats, man, on our Discord. He keeps going on about how Janine was sexy as fuck and he wanted to octopi fuck her pussy in the cartoon. Dude, I mean, don't feel shame about talking about that too much, man. I love that cartoon. I love her in the cartoon. If you want to fuck cartoons, that's okay, man. I'm sure Will wants to fuck cartoons. Will, you look like the kind of guy that wants to fuck cartoons. Would that be accurate? Is that a truthful statement?
Well, yeah, I mean, hey, April O'Neil in the original Turtles cartoon, that yellow jumpsuit. Whew.
Yeah, fucking cleavage, hell yeah.
Mac should press record and join in on the commentary. He could be a late fucking intro.
Well,
that'd be donk.
Let us know in the chat, Mac, if you want to jump in and you're recording and everything. You got to be recording first. This whole scene's cool. It kind of brings it down a little bit in a serious.
The scene's very Chad.
I think it's cool. I like it. Once again, Dan Aykroyd riding in a car in a scene just like Twilight Zone the movie.
Want to see something scary?
Yeah, exactly. No kids getting killed.
He pulls out his fucking huge ass hog and fucking starts shooting him with it. Hell yeah. I'd jack off till the fucking day ended.
Yeah, I learned something interesting about Dan Aykroyd today. I found out he's a reserve deputy in my home state.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he was like anointed in 2014. So yeah, there's that.
Yeah,
I don't believe that.
I looked it up on the internet, Mac, like you always do, and you're like, hey guys, check this article out. Oh hell yeah.
Oh yeah.
And guess what? They've all been true, baby.
I got a question about the scene real quick. I love this scene. It doesn't take long. It has its place. But is there really a reason for it? Like, does it ever really come back to this? It never wraps around with this whole theme. Like, have you ever thought that's maybe why we're so busy lately? Like, talking about the end of time? That never really comes back around. Was it just an excuse? Like, hey, let's give Winston, we got to have Winston have another scene. Like, let's get, like, what is the point of it being in the script, in the movie? As much as I like it, I dig it. It doesn't really does it serve a purpose?
Then quit fucking shitting on it. God, you always got to shit on everything.
Well, I'm just saying, does it serve? What is the real purpose that it serves?
It's a good scene.
I'm just curious.
It's a good fucking scene.
Yeah, it's a good scene. It's great stuff. fantastic, the best, amazing, one of the greatest.
All right, I wish
very beta, Aaron.
This movie made me want to have a abandoned firehouse to turn into you could turn into a skate park or hold fight clubs there. But it looks awesome.
Oh, fun fact. So they shot at 2 separate firehouses for like the exterior and interior scenes. So for the interior scenes, like right now, that same firehouse appears in Big Trouble in Little China. It's used
awesome.
as X-Shin's hideout.
Dog.
How many of these real Ghostbuster toys did you guys have growing up? I'm a little older than you guys, so maybe you guys missed it a little bit. I used to have a firehouse.
I didn't have any of the toys.
Well, because you're young, yeah.
The only time I had actual fucking action figures is when I was like a toddler. Like, this is like a youth thing, Aaron. You're just very beta.
I'm talking about when I was a kid, though, man. When I was a kid, real Ghostbusters was my era. And so I had, and I'm sure Mac did too, I had different variants of the actual Ghostbusters themselves. And I had the ones that Peter Venkman's eyes and his mouth open, his eyes pop out. And they all had, it's like a cartoon. Just like the Ninja Turtles, they had to give them different color palettes to satisfy the toy line and to differentiate. They gave all the Ghostbusters different colored uniforms for some reason. And they had such a cool monster line. Like the toilet, they had the fucking bed with the rollout tongue. I had the firehouse. I had a Slimer. I had Ecto. I think they sell a pretty cool Ecto now that I would like to have, to be honest with you. I love toys, man. Can we just start a toy podcast? Who's in? Somebody?
You could.
There's a picture of the toilet in the Discord. If you want to look at it.
Yeah, it looks like the toilet monster from Look Who's Talking Too.
It does. Give me that pee-pee. Give me that pee-pee. Yeah, that's a Mel Brooks.
Dog film.
In the toilet monster action figure, it looks like somebody shotgun blasted their shit all over the back of the toilet seat. Right? Like they couldn't quite make it to the toilet.
Yeah, it was probably you, Aaron, from that one time you had diarrhea.
Probably that one time. Not every time I had diarrhea. That's every time. Yeah. No, I've been there, man. Oh, yes. There's some photos blowing up. Yeah, we got people posting pics of some of those toys, dude. They got really inventive, but it's just like the Turtles thing, man. I think they were just trying to copy what the Turtles did, because the Turtles, they were pumping out tons and tons of fucking villains and figures that never even appeared in the show. The figures were selling like hotcakes, and they figured out, well, we can just pump out any fucking random ass fucking concoction of a character and package it in the Turtles package, and kids will buy it.
That is so fucking shitty. That's child exploitation.
Like, I don't think that fucking thing, that the nasty neck, the Goblin's nasty neck, I don't know if that showed up in the show at all. But you know what? Fun fact, these were put out by Kenner, and Kenner was the shit, man. And they put out a really sweet early 90s Alien and Predator and AVP toy line. And it was just sort of all fictionalized. It was like a new fictionalized story and arc. It had some different characters. It had their own alternate take on characters like Ripley.
Did I accidentally drop into the Incel podcast forum like here? What
you might have.
Welcome to Talking About Toys, hosted by Aaron. Hey guys, me Aaron. Let's talk about my toys.
He's going to review all the dankest sex toys and shit. He's going to be like, oh, yeah, this dildo really hits the spot. It really fucking rubs my clit the right way.
Just you guys wait, man. I'm going to start a series of fucking toy videos, and you guys can all fucking eat a dick. It's going to be great.
I would rather eat a dick.
No, it's fine. I like toys. Toys are cool.
So look, we're getting some AVP action figures thrown up in the hashtag Incel and Proud. Check that out. That's what is getting put in the Discord right now. We should make that a thing. Hashtag Incel and Proud. But I was going to say...
Hashtag chicks are for fags. Remember that from fucking Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah, stupid. We got to have Dumb and Dumber exploitation. Like I said, we can do the whole cartoon series, and we can do the 3 movies.
Exactly.
But I'll wrap up the toy talk, and I'll just say the Kenner thing. If you guys aren't familiar with it, NECA has been re-releasing. They've been putting out the Kenner, like versions of the Kenner toys based on the Kenner stuff. So, you have stuff like the snake alien, the rhino alien, the gorilla alien, and all the different colonial marines that were a part of that, and then all the different variants of the Predator. Super cool, man. I got a couple of them myself, and I got one of the Predators, and I still have a ways to go. But yeah, I love this fucking taxi driver fucking dude. Look how scary. That's pretty creepy. It almost looks like Return of the Living Dead shit.
I want to chill with the taxi driver in this movie.
Yeah.
Fucking hang out with him. I smoke his whole sack up and fucking shit. Like, fucking try to fucking beat the shit out of me because I smoked all of his dankies.
Who would win in a fight, him or Johnny Cab?
Fucking, him. him totally.
Yeah, well,
Johnny Cab's a bitch.
I love the practical effects in this movie. They're so great, and they're cool in the second movie too, man. And it's funny how the second one, I guess, is more aimed at more of a family audience, but it's got the darkest scene between the two with the whole train underground, metro and the fucking heads on the pikes and the stakes.
Yeah, I'll give Ghostbusters 2 that. The train scene is pretty eerie because, yeah, it's in a dark area.
And it's so eerie because it's heavily contrasting with everything else in the movie because you almost don't expect it to be in that movie because it is a little bit more brighter in tone. And then all of a sudden you got these flashes, these heads on stakes and them screaming. And they even got like the fucking music to accompany it, right? The strings. It's scary. It's like, what the fuck? So it makes
people say the second one has more of a family friendly thing. I don't get that at all. Like that's the movie literally has a bathtub trying to swallow a child. Like how is that less family or more family friendly than this movie?
I agree with you. No, I agree with you. I don't really know what it is either, but because it really doesn't, because with the train scene, you're right, Oscar, and then possessing a baby. Fucking the child possession's pretty dark, man. Especially when Vigo's turning into the baby and possessing his body. That's pretty dark.
Not to mention they don't cop out on the blowjob scene in that one. They show fucking our boy Nut right in the fucking mouth of the ghost sucking his dick.
Isn't it funny when Ray's getting cummed on at the end of the movie? They're just all fucking bukkaking all over him with the guns. It's pretty gross.
Why am I dripping in goo?
Yeah,
exactly.
No, and Janosch gets it too, and he's like, "Here they come from behind." Like he was having them wet dreams. That's what he was thinking about, man.
It's the cum edition.
Why am I dripping with spooge?
Fucking Ghostbusters 2 cum edition.
Dude, I'm loving this Discord, man. I'm loving all this Kenner shit, the aliens power loader. Okay, I'm not gonna get distracted by that again. I'm in a big toy mode.
I'm loving this incel paradise going on right now.
We should do on our covers album. We should do that covers album that we keep talking about, and then we should do a cover of Gangsta's Paradise, but living in an incel's paradise.
Exactly.
There we go.
And I'll do the lead vocal. I don't mind. And Zach, you can be that fat black guy that's sweating like a fucking hog in heat in that video. You can be him. And yeah, I'll do it.
You're just rapping about all your fucking action figures and shit.
Hell yeah, man. Or anything that makes one an incel. I don't mind. That's fine. Hey, we missed it too. This has the one and only Reginald Vell Johnson in yet another cop role.
Yeah, he was a cop in New York, then he relocated to Chicago, and after shooting Urkel, he relocated to Los Angeles.
Well, Los Angeles came first. Urkel was after. He got the Family Matters role after Die Hard, yeah.
Okay.
Ghostbusters.
Fucking beta. Why is he always a cop? Fucking F this guy with his fucking his cop sympathies.
Have you guys?
I'm anti-FIFA. Remember that.
Have you guys seen that Key and Peele sketch, the Urkel sketch?
No.
It's so funny. It's maybe the funniest sketch of any sketch comedy.
Look at her spread open, spread eagle.
Oh yeah.
Waiting for me. Wait for Lewis. He's coming.
Do you think Harold Ramis is? I'm sorry, not Harold Ramis. You think Rick Moranis is ever going to make a comeback, like a real comeback?
Well, is he doing like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids reboot?
I don't know.
Yeah, I read he had joined Honey, I Shrunk the Kids reboot they're doing for Disney Plus.
I heard that, yeah.
So who knows? We might get Big Bully 2.
Yeah, I doubt it.
Remember when fucking our boy Rick Moranis got punched for no reason by some guy?
Oh yeah, that's right. That did happen. That's New York for you.
Yeah.
See, that's weird. Stuff like that comes around, and it's like, that sucks because I like Rick Moranis, but at the same time, it's like, it's nice to know that fucking rich people are they have just as much of a fucking, opportunity to get fucking just, like, terrible things happen to them as I have. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it also makes you wonder, did that person know he was Rick Moranis, or was he just looking to punch anybody, or what was the scenario?
I think that's what happened. He's just looking to punch somebody, and that somebody just happened to be Rick Moranis.
Yeah.
He should have blamed it on him not making a movie in a long time. It's like, yeah, I punched him because he hasn't fucking making where's Blew Up the Kid 2?
Where's Little Giants 2?
Exactly.
I remember when he was questioned about both not appearing in the video game that they put out where the cast reunited, and also the Melissa McCarthy one where they were all doing cameos and shit like that. And I think on both occasions when he was interviewed, he gave very similar answers like, I don't need the money that bad. Almost kind of like condescending. Like, I don't need the money that bad.
I mean, God bless Rick Moranis, because all respect to him. I mean, he quit out of Hollywood to raise his kids because he didn't want
his wife passed
for his kids to be constantly harassed by paparazzi and whatnot. God bless him.
Yeah, his wife passed away. He wanted to take care of him in the wake of that. Yeah, no one's shitting on him for that. But
I am.
It's kind of like no one's gonna shit on Marty McFly for leaving the limelight and sort of fading out because he got sick.
I am. What a pussy.
But no, Aaron, they're a make Back to the Future 4. Oh hell yeah.
Yeah.
With Tom Holland, hell yeah. No, I think even though,
hey, that's one Mac came up. That's one Mac posted about that didn't happen. We have it now. We have the answer for him.
Way to go, Mac left the chat, dude. I think it's because he just insulted him. Will, way to go. No,
every he's been gone, but every time he told us like, oh yeah, Robert Englund's coming back to play Freddy. Well, last time every time he posted that was the wrong one too.
It's so funny.
Very beta.
But I think even though you could argue that Michael J. Fox predominantly is such a pop icon that we associate with the 80s, just like you could say the same thing about Rick Moranis. He dates himself to a time period. They're not seen as washed up because there's such huge staples of their era, and they kind of all backed out for reasons that were not because we were sick of them. They're not like Steve Guttenberg, right? Steve Guttenberg just fucking aged out or something. So they're always going to have a place. And I think they'd always get roles, if they wanted to come back.
Oh, yeah. He did the dogs and cats line there. Amazing.
Yeah.
Dogs and cats living together.
Oh, yeah.
Mass hysteria.
Exactly. Everybody remembers that line.
Did you, so when we were talking briefly about the video game that at the time, the hopes of any kind of third movie were what?
Look, you can see his third eye getting ready to be squeegeed.
Yeah, I could see it coming out of it's like his temple or the middle was, between his eyes. Yeah.
Fucking that third eye squeegee. Fucking our boy.
Anyway.
But the video game.
The video game. So at the time, there was no prospects of a third one actually happening. And Bill Murray, he kind of even jokingly accepted the fact that the reason it was held up was because of him. I saw him in Howard Stern. He called in and he said, yeah, he's like, I just haven't read the script. It's like, it's literally been like, I got a script somewhere. It's on my desk in my office somewhere. It's like, I just can't be bothered to read it. It's like, he's like, I don't want this to sound condescending or, like I'm insulting but I have so many better things to do with my life right now. That's not the number one thing in my life. All these people are Ghostbusters crazy and the people that want to make the movie. He's like, at the time, he's like, Ivan Reitman wants to do it and he really wants me to do it. And I feel like I owe him, but like, I just got so many other things on my plate.
See, people are giving him too much credit. They're like, oh, he's just taking care of his kids. See, I think the real reason is
not Rick Moranis. Well, I'm talking about Bill Murray in that case.
Oh, well, fucking, I think Rick Moranis really is he's spending all his time trying to find some more pussy.
Could be.
It's not about his kids. He's trying to find some new pussy.
But it makes you wonder, though, like why Bill Murray did the game. I guess it's less of you're just doing voiceover work. I'm sure that was just a couple days of work, to be honest with you.
I've read some behind the scenes stuff on the video game, and apparently he was ironically the last person to agree to do the project. And like apparently all of his stuff, a lot of his stuff was his dialogue was given to the other characters, and just in general, his voice session was like done in a day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, even then it was on very strict terms.
I would have to go back and play the game, but I wonder if I played the game now after knowing that, if I would notice that a lot of the main story cutscene shit isn't really heavily driven by him. If a lot of his dialogue is just the shit in the game that's just, that he says while you're in combat and shit. Right? I don't know. I'd have to see, but I played it when it came out on PS4 a year or two ago, and I remember it was the first game on PlayStation 3 I played. I didn't own a PlayStation 3 at the time. This is when the PS Fats were still out there, and they had backwards compatibility for the 1, 2, and 3. My uncle had one, and I was dog sitting for him while they were out of town for a weekend, so I rented Ghostbusters, and so I could play it at his house. And so I played it there, and I beat it there, and I really liked it. But at the same time, this is my first exposure to PS3, so it looked awesome to me and everything was great. I went back and I played the remaster, and I'm like, yeah, this game's a little broken. I mean, I had fun with it, but it has the worst AI. The fucking worst. Dude, I swear to God, your AI is worthless helping you in battles. They don't do anything. They're so fucking terrible, and they're just there to cripple you. They don't help you. Like when they're blasting the boss, they're not even actually doing any damage to the boss. So they're not actually helping you. So they're just there to weigh you down, and you have to help them up when they get knocked out. It's so fucking annoying. But
That's how you make a game the Chad way. Make it harder.
it's got its problems, but it's fun.
Yeah, I still enjoyed the game because I own it on 360.
It's not really a
PS4.
game though. Like it's so linear. It's more like you're playing through a movie. The combat is honestly very minimal. You know what I mean? It's just
Well, you can say that about every fucking video game now.
Well, I mean, you're busting ghosts. I mean, what else can you do? I know there's like a handful of puzzles, but that's about the extent.
there's no open world to it at all. It's pretty much it is just.
Not every game is open world, you beta.
Well, it's not even sandbox or anything. Like you literally are just go from point A to point B, and it's really
And
hard
that's
to.
fine.
That's a video
It's
game.
hard to fuck up in the game. It's fine, but it's not fun because it's not really a game. You're playing a movie. You're playing a movie. That's all it is.
That's all games now.
Which is bullshit.
But I still enjoy Ghostbusters for what it is.
It's all right,
It definitely has aged. It's definitely aged a bit. You know, it's especially the remaster. You know, it's basically a 10-year-old game that's been slightly upscaled. But yeah, I still like it.
No, it's fun, and all the Easter eggs are fun and stuff like that. And what was it? They were touting it as the true sequel at the time because, like Dan Aykroyd was saying, it's the closest to a sequel they're ever going to get. So they were treating it as canon. I bet you it's not canon now, but obviously. But at the time, that's all they could get. And I was looking at the story. I'm like, I can't see this as being like a third movie or a canon because it's just rehashing the first movie.
Well, that's what Ghostbusters 2 was doing.
Not really. It was doing. It was rehashing the formula, but it wasn't rehashing the first movie. This one went back to fucking Gozer and Gozer worshippers and all that shit. It was going back to that same well. It was everything. And it even had the same music. I mean, they were just tapping into that. And I'm like, this isn't a new movie.
Well, they probably went back to the first movie because fucking everybody didn't like the second movie.
That's true, but make a third movie. Like, I don't want Ghostbusters 1 Part 2, 1.0 or whatever. It's a 1. That's all it felt like. It didn't feel like a movie. Like, there's no way this would be the movie if it really was a true successor.
It's because it's not a movie. It's a video game. Where are you watching movies?
I'm trying to say that Dan Aykroyd at the time was taking that stance on it, saying, look, this is the third movie. I swear to God, go back and read old interviews. He was saying this is the third movie.
Yeah, that's what he said. That's
this
what
is
it
canon.
is.
And it really, but you just said it's not a movie.
Yeah, it's not a movie technically, but you were like, "Oh, this can't be the first movie." You're fucking bickering
But
about
it's
shit.
not. Like, there's no way that could. It's
Children, please.
free balloons for the kids.
Yes, and a coffee mug for the adults. All right, let's chill.
All right, so we're already at the towards the end of the movie, man. This is where all the shit goes down. We're gonna have the Stay Puft coming out here. They're going to the rooftop. Cool shit. They probably burned a lot of calories going up them stairs with those packs.
Amazing.
I wonder what their fucking Apple Watches say. How many steps did they get?
I disagree though. This can't be the end of the movie because there's still 21 minutes left.
Well, we're entering the third act. They're going to the rooftop.
I'm being pedantic like you were being. Very funny. Very
Yeah.
funny.
All right, kids, calm down.
Doesn't make any sense.
It does make sense, Beta.
But yeah, we're in the third act. We're on the final stretch here. This is where it's all going to go down. It's a really, really cool final act.
It's not. Second movie's better.
No, I disagree, Zach. This final act is pretty cool. I mean, they fight a giant marshmallow man. What do they do in the second one? Well, they pilot the Statue of Liberty with the NES advantage. Oh wait, that is actually kind of cool.
Exactly. Amazing.
No, they're all cool, but this is how you go out big and grandiose compared to what we've seen so far in the flick. It's really neat. The set piece is neat. Just all of it's really cool. And then like with the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, dude, I mean, because even though they were trying to recreate having a big character with the Statue of Liberty, it wasn't the same because it wasn't an enemy of sorts. They were using it as a tool. This is cool. This is like you're playing a video game and this is a final boss and the final boss throws a sub boss at you like dun dun. You got to fight the fucking Stay Puft. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Which I liked playing all these video games back in the day. Ghostbusters 1, both for all the versions, and Ghostbusters 2, there's 2 versions of that. And I had the one that was fucking hard as shit on the NES.
Oh, where you have to like climb the stairs by pressing A and B?
No,
Hell
no.
yeah.
You talking about Ghostbusters 1 on Sega?
No, Ghostbusters on NES. There's a bit where you have to climb the stairs using, you have to press A and B at the same time to make them go up.
Yeah, I don't know. The one I'm thinking of the most that haunts me is Ghostbusters 2. Not the one they put out after, which was better. There was the original one, and it was just sort of like for the most part, like a shooter, like a shooter / platformer.
Yeah.
And I don't remember anything about stairs, to be honest with you. And I just remember the second level where you were in the Ecto and you had to make those giant pothole
Are you talking
jumps.
about the one where they got big heads and
No,
shit?
no.
No, that's Sega Genesis.
Well, but there was a Ghostbusters game. There was a Ghostbusters 2 NES game where they had more caricature looks, and that was a better game.
Yeah, I know which. Yeah.
And I don't remember. They released the game, and it's literally got the same cover like the movie, but it's got like some little stamp on it, like kind of like the Mortal Kombat Gold thing. Hot new, just to let you know, this is the new one. It's not the same game, even though it looks identical. But I could never beat that fucking game. It's so hard. And even
so
now,
this isn't the Weaves.
no. Why would you think that? They bust her out of the dog after they beat the monster, right? Remember, they break her out. She's all like crystallized in it.
Fuck
Yeah.
me.
She's like, "Oh, it smells like burnt dog hair." Oh, Venkman, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah. This looks like
Very beta. I hate this movie now. I always thought that was the Weaves.
you. Oh, how?
Now everything I thought was a lie.
How could you think that's the Weaves? It looks nothing like her, to be honest with you.
Because she's evil. You fucking idiot.
Zach, Zach, you need to lay off the Crystal Skull vodka.
Exactly. I do.
Looks like the singer of Roxette.
Oh, yeah. It must have been love, but it's over now.
And they also did that song from the Super Mario Brothers movie. Love when you do that hocus pocus.
Almost unreal.
Amazing.
Mario movie, yeah. It's a shit movie. Dude, I watched Double Dragon for the first time last night after avoiding it. And I'm like, dude, this movie's shit. It lived up to its reputation. It wasn't good.
Oh, it's amazing. It's amazing.
It's not good.
We all know Robert Patrick. He peaked with the Marine.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
just,
yeah.
it wasn't good. That was a good example of Robert Patrick getting offered a lot of work, I'm sure, on the heels of T2, but just taking anything and everything, and it was his downfall. Because he should have been bigger.
He was on the X-Files.
That was much later. He's kind of like Ernie Hudson, where he had a really, really big commercial blockbuster that sort of solidified him work for the rest of his life. It might not always be A-list. It might be C and B-list, but he's always going to work.
Mm-hmm.
They're shooting weird, colorful shit at her.
That's a cool shot.
At the Weaves.
They're going to blast her with their hard, throbbing sticks.
Exactly.
That's what you do, man.
Shooting that fucking them cummies at her, basically.
She's got a handsome jaw herself, Zach.
Exactly. It's the same person.
Now she's gone. How cool is that? Like we don't see her again in that physical form. We just hear her talking. Choose your destructor.
I wouldn't say that's cool. I'd say that's kind of lame.
No, it's kind of cool, man. And then they take the form. It makes it, I don't know.
It almost seems like they just fucking she's got to leave. We're just
No.
we'll fiddle it in later with some DLC.
It makes her feel like, no, she's just like omnipresent, right? You hear the voice and choose your destructor. Like you choose your destructor. You choose how you want to go out and you die, and you choose the form. And so technically it's the Stay Puft. I think it's so cool.
And then the way that she asks that, but then they just know that don't think of anything. It's not that like, oh, she asked that, we say it. It's like, no, don't think of anything. There's something about the last act always like made me think like fucking somebody was stoned out of their fucking mind right in this movie.
I know, and it's great. So our boy in the chat, he says Zach must want an hour-long Michael Bay movie ending fight. I'm sure he does.
Exactly.
It's not a good movie unless it's got a lot of shaky cam This whole scene should have shaky cam, like when the Stay Puft's like fucking walking down streets in New York. We can't buy that he's a big fat heavy marshmallow guy walking through the streets and what that's got to be doing to the people around him. We have to show the cam shaking to let you guys know, because you're dummies, that hey, he's real heavy.
Exactly.
Yeah, and Megan Fox can play Janine. Ghostbusters, what do you want?
Notice she asked who pick your destructor. He said J. Edgar Hoover. He said, don't think about anything, and then he said J. Edgar Hoover. As soon as he said that, they thought about it. They thought about J. Edgar Hoover.
Yeah, so everybody clear your minds. So do you think, how does that work? Can you say something without really thinking about it?
I guess so, unless you're not exactly specific, like, I know, Paris Hilton.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's very interesting. And it makes me wonder, like, you could have had Pauly Shore. Could you have thought up Pauly Shore and a giant fucking 50-foot, 100-foot Pauly Shore was going through,
I'm always thinking about Pauly Shore. It would have happened, yeah.
Well, so, but not just Pauly Shore, but like the Weasel, like from Encino Man, like.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's doing that throughout the. Look, can you imagine Pauly's face, like right there, coming through the buildings? Doing that Weasel.
I would come.
That's so funny, man. It's the Weasel. What did you do, Ray? It's the Wheeze. And it's like a giant echo. Because he's so loud.
Wheeze the juice. Wheeze the juice.
It popped in there. I used to watch a show on MTV.
Yeah, all those summers, at Camp Winnetonka, or whatever the fuck he says, wheezing the juice. I just popped in there. Something that would never, ever hurt us.
Hey, buddies. Polly Destroyer.
He would never harm anybody. Exactly.
I miss being in the movies, buddy.
I brought some grindage as I destroyed the city.
Well, no, you know what he'd be saying as he's going through the buildings? Keep on cruising.
Keep on cruising.
I'd come.
Oh, jeez.
That'd be funny. No, it wasn't just the Weasel. It's the Weasel just arbitrarily spouting his fucking lines in the movie to make some sense. Can you imagine, too, when he like goes to pick up a car, he's like, I don't even want to be your friend. Stupid fucking.
Amazing.
Oh, jeez, I only have an aneurysm.
See, we could have made this movie better. If we were in the writing room.
It's okay. We'll do a George Lucas special edition where we'll superimpose Pauly Shore in place of Stay Puft.
Hell yeah.
But how nobody steps on a church in my town? That's one of the best lines. But can you imagine like how inventive it is? Like, hey, we're gonna have this crazy fucking end where they choose the destructor, and we're gonna like. They're going to think of this crazy marshmallow mascot that used to be on a bag of marshmallows when Ray was at camp. How random. Like, they could have did anything here, and they did this, which is great. It's nuts.
It is nuts.
It's nuts. Knucking futz. Super iconic.
Which,
hey, what happened? What's that?
I was going to put out another quick fun fact. The guy who plays the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, he also played one of the pit deadites in Army of Darkness when Ash is thrown into the pit.
Cool.
Hell yes.
Can you imagine that was Pauly Shore climbing up that building on fire? Just like melting.
Use the juice.
Very Chad.
It's too bad they didn't have restrictions with licensing. What if it really was anything they can think of? Because in real life, like, I don't know, what would it be? I mean, you could say it could really be Pauly Shore, or you could think of a Transformer, or you could think of I don't know, Freddy Krueger, a giant 100-foot Freddy. Well, wait a second. So he just thought of this Mr. Stay Puft. Was Mr. Stay Puft really giant, or did she take Mr. Stay Puft and she made him this giant, like, Godzilla creature?
Yeah, that's what happened.
Or, I mean, but how do we know he wasn't giant? I mean, so I'm saying, if you thought of Pauly Shore as your destructor, would it just been like 5'6" Pauly Shore coming out, hi, buddy, ha! Like, just starting to, like, stab people and bite people on the neck and shit, just acting like a maniac?
My fucking already high T levels are just fucking going off the Richter scale right now.
What if your destructor, since Zach's always gay and shit, what if he was thinking about a giant cock, and there's a giant cock just spurting all over the city?
Holy shit, that makes so much sense.
What if, and it's like, you know, that guy that gets all the marshmallow jizz on him at the end, and it falls on him? What if that was just a fucking load?
Exactly.
Yeah, Walter Peck gets the fucking bukkake, yeah.
That's
amazing.
Funny.
Oh, man. We're genius. We're genius screenwriters. This is great material. Let's make our version of Ghostbusters Afterlife.
So I get it. Stay Puft Marshmallow Man's made of marshmallows. So yeah, let's blast him. Let's explode him. He's made of marshmallows. But what if it was a giant Pauly Shore and the only way to destroy him was Zach? You had to go in through his anal cavity and like get him at his heart. And you just climb to his ass.
I would.
Okay, just making sure.
I'd go in there. I'd punch that fucking G-spot button. His what's that called? The prostate.
The prostate.
I milk that shit.
What's happening? I think I'm coming. I'm coming too much.
So much cum,
Look
buddy.
at all this whipped cream. I know this is all shaving cream. How much shaving cream do they have to go through? That's what it looks like.
Yeah, probably a lot.
Oh yeah.
It's funny though, man. You think, well, man, this looks very sexual. How they couldn't get any more sexual in this? And fast forward to Ghostbusters 2, and it looks even more like cum. The goo on them.
Amazing.
I mean, they do imply in Ghostbusters 2 that when they were experimenting with the slime, Egon used it as a sex lubricant.
And fucking, he slept with it.
He was like,
You're not sleeping with it, are you, Ray? Oh, you hound. It's always the quiet ones.
Do you think he jacked off thinking about that time he got his dick sucked by a ghost?
Probably.
Probably.
I mean, that'd be an experience, man.
You'd never forget it.
I mean, what if you never even saw the entity at first? I know it like showed herself and then it like was invisible. What if like it was just the invisible thing? Like Zach, what if you're Will? I'm gonna put it on you actually. What if
Okay.
what if it's invisible and you saw your pants going undone and then it was just catching you sort of half asleep so you weren't like scared and then you just start getting your dick sucked, but you don't know if it's a guy or a girl ghost. How would you feel about that? Because you just feel your dick getting sucked by an invisible force.
Either way, I'd probably go cross-eyed like
Dan.
yeah, like Dan.
But what if like just as you were blowing your nut, you then felt the pricklies of the ghost mustache? You're like, fuck, it's a dude.
It turns out it's the ghost of Adrian Mendoza. I'm like, fuck.
But it's too late, man. You're blowing the nut, dude.
Yeah, it's too late, but I don't know what to do. You know,
You blow the
trap
nut
out while he's above me, and trap him. I don't know. Get therapy.
Dude, you don't understand. You're blowing your nut.
You enjoy the orgasm.
You don't understand. You're in the moment of the orgasm. You're blowing your nut. You are temporary and saying it is too late. You're not thinking about anything besides blowing that nut.
I don't know, man.
You're feeling that fucking Mendoza mustache prickling your fucking balls. Because he's, I guess, sucking your dick upside down. I don't know. Why would it be tickling your balls?
I don't know. I don't know what to do. You're being sucked off. What can you do? Oh wow, this is gonna sound real weird. You know, when family hears this, you're getting sucked off. What do you do?
You enjoy that orgasm. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah, and then you look up, you realize, oh, the ghost of Adrian sucked me off. Like, oh well.
What if you look up and just as you're about to blow it, then he's materialized and you could see it's fucking Billy D. Williams, fucking Lando sucking your fucking dick.
Billy D. Williams, I'd be like, oh hell yeah, do it more, Billy, do it.
I'd fucking glaze him. I'd come on him so hard he'd crystallize, turn to carbonite.
Now you try running your fingers through his hair, but they just get stuck. You know, because it's like an afro.
Yeah.
And there's cum in it.
Okay, that too.
I'd be like fucking Egon right there. I love this fucking toe.
There you go.
Covered in cum.
No, it's Winston who says that line, Zach. Get your facts right. God.
Oh yeah.
So
See, she's covered in cum too.
Yeah, she's got a little bit, not too much. Same for Bill.
yeah, she got spritzed just a little bit.
Actually, while I'm thinking about, which do you prefer, Ghostbusters or Groundhog Day?
Oh, Ghostbusters. I like Groundhog Day a lot. It's a great movie, but Ghostbusters is
Okay.
I might say Groundhog Day.
really,
Yeah,
really.
maybe.
Are you being a fucking tool?
I like fucking Ghostbusters 2 better. Ghostbusters 1 isn't a movie I go to very often.
Oh, well, Groundhog Day is a great flick too. It's good.
I
good
mean,
love story.
with me, I've been meaning to talk about this, but yeah, Ghostbusters, how I got introduced to it, it was one of the first DVDs our family got for our DVD player, which it might have been back in 2001 or 2002 when we got our DVD player, but yeah, I do remember it was one of the first DVDs we got, and I watched it repeatedly as a kid and loved it. I didn't see Ghostbusters 2 until I think I was 12 or 13. It was right around the time when the video game was coming out, and I thought it was fine from what I remember. Then I watched it again recently, like a few months back, and I was like, it's all right.
Did you notice that one of those paramedics had blow all over his face?
No, I didn't.
Hey, so I'm gonna start reading comments, and I got to say, let's see, in the chat here. Oh, we're being told that it was real marshmallow cream and all the in the scenes. I guess, by the way, fun facts. Cool. I mean, I guess I never thought about it. Slimer flying at the screen at the very end and scared me as a kid. Yeah, if you have any questions you want us to read, I'm gonna read a few comments from like YouTube videos and stuff. But if you want to type anything else in the Discord, go ahead and we'll get to them here in a sec. I'm gonna read just a few here. We got on Psycho commentary. Gio Kalunga, pardon my coon brain, but when I first started listening to this podcast, I used to think Zach said dog. Did I read that?
No.
Oh, maybe I just showed you. I used to think Zach said dog instead of donk. Dog.
It makes sense.
Yeah, I guess so. Let's see. Okay, Showdown in Little Tokyo. Adrian Mendoza left a message in Spanish. I'm going to try my best to read it. I had my lady translate it, but and I'll kind of give the rough translation. Yo me gusta mucho este canal. Los muchachos, Zach y Aaron son mi favoritos. Aaron tiene un grandote salchicha y yo quiero corner herón salchiche. Zach is muy hermoso. So I know he's saying that you're beautiful, Zach. I know he said that at the end. My lady said that Adrian wants my sausage.
That figures.
So I guess that's
Very
sausage.
beta. Why would you want the fucking beta of the two sausage?
I think
Well, he says
Adrian's
you're-
lying.
That's
Adrian's
funny.
lying. Deep down, he wants Zach.
You heard that whole fucking conversation we just went through? He's gonna go through a fucking existential crisis when he finds out there's a man sucking his dick. What a pussy. You want me. You want me. Fucking beta.
I mean, how else would I react knowing that the ghost of a man who has David Bowie as his profile picture is sucking me off?
Gosh.
Fucking,
Okay.
There's only one way to react. Fucking enjoy it. It's amazing.
On those, thanks, Adrian. That was a funny comment. We got a kick out of that. My lady got a kick out of it too. It was really funny. On the Psycho commentary, Sam Lombardo says, "Take a shot every time Zach says exactly, and you'll die of alcohol poisoning."
Exactly. I've been waiting for someone to point that out. Very true.
That's what Zach says as sort of like a filler when he doesn't really have a comeback. Exactly.
Yeah, when are we going to do the Revival House drinking game?
We got to figure out a way to monetize it. Then we'll do a drinking game. We got to make a card game, like an adults Revival House card game, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like Cards Against Humanity. It's got to be like, I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Something like that. Let's see here. Somebody barking tree 88 commented on a video review Riverman did way back in the day for Death Game. He said, "I managed to see Death Game online after I watched Knock Knock. I didn't know it was a remake. Death Game was definitely darker and creepier in a more believable way." I don't know if it's an official remake. It just seems like a homage, maybe not quite a knockoff, but like more of a homage. But that's what Eli Roth does. He just kind of knocks stuff off. And he chalks it up to being a homage, but really it just seems like, hey, no, you're knocking it off and you're trying to get a pass by calling it a homage. I don't think it works like that. Zach's taking his piss. On our Friday commentary, This Machine Kills says, "Did you guys ever see that creepy pseudo-sequel to Friday starring Ice Cube called First Sunday?" That fucking movie's got Cat Williams in it and somebody else from, I think, the Friday franchise. But no, I never saw it. I kind of forgot it existed, to be honest with you.
I didn't know it was a sequel.
What?
I didn't know it was a sequel.
It's not. He's bullshitting.
Oh, yeah.
It's not a sequel, dude. Mendoza, he says on the Friday commentary as well, "Can you guys do Big Mama's House? That would be donk." So I don't know, man.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a good segue to again let everybody know that next month we're gonna do exclusively Patreon choices. And so I put a post on the Patreon for patrons to give us that list. I know we've talked about it on a couple of lives and people were telling us, but just to make it official, go and comment on the Patreon post that I made. And I said, go ahead and give us as many as you want, maybe give a few, and give us your number one. And if we want to be able to give everybody a shot at getting a movie in there, but just in case we don't have enough to fill out the entire quota, then we can start going to people's number twos, right? And number threes. So yeah, if you want Big Mama's house, man, we can do that. Just maybe go in and comment and let us know. Is that your number one? Or you can let us know here. Maybe we'll remember. But if Big Mama's house is what you want, I don't mind. Remember when he's like, damn, you fine. Right, to his granddaughter. Nia Long. She got more work. We were talking about that at Friday. What else did Nia Long do?
You know what they need to do? They need to make a sequel to Friday called Friday the 13th, where Jason shows up in the hood and Ice Cube and Chris Tucker have to try to stop him.
That wouldn't be it wouldn't be worse than the third one. Oh, and exactly. Mendoza also, he shouted out your thumbnail, your big cum thumbnail. He's like, he loves that thumbnail, Zach. Big cum.
It's an amazing thumbnail.
Big cum.
That's a cum nail if I ever saw one.
It's a cum nail. It's borderline, I think, too racy. I was like, oh, that one's right in the line. I wonder if, but I guess we get away with that.
You are such a fucking beta.
No, I don't mind it. I think it's funny, but I'm like, I saw that. I'm like, oh, we actually have cum on there. Like, oh, we're going to get away with that. But I guess we had cum on the Turtles 2 one, right? Where the TGRI, you put the cum on there.
Amazing.
Or jizz. But no, it's just interesting to see what we can get away with. So it seems like we're fine on that. All right. Lastly, Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty. One of the playthroughs we did, somebody by the name of Young Law, he posted a YouTube video. I have no fucking clue what it is. I'm not going to click it right now. I'll have to check it out though later. Last one I'm going to read is Ernest Goes to Jail. Serial Famine said, but I didn't order Greaseball. Classic, dude.
Hell yeah.
Eat Greaseball.
Classic Ernest. I would fuck Ernest.
We got to finish the classic Ernest movies for sure. Let me go and just wrap up and make sure there's nothing else here we need to read in the Discord before we wrap up. Let me see. Adrian's in the chat talking to Plemka about toys. That's Zach doesn't want to see that. I love it, man. Keep the toy chat coming. Let's see. Ooh, what? Yep. Oh, Adrian, I'm parked nearby. It's there. Looms interesting. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Anyway, the Star Wars toy. Okay, never mind. That's a sort of A and B conversation. Anyway, I think we're going to wrap it up here. It was a good time. Thanks for Will coming on the show. Before I pimp all our stuff, Will, why don't you tell everybody where you want people to find you and check out of yours?
All right. Well, for those who don't know, I have a website called Gamer Guides Reviews where I write game reviews and interview people from the gaming industry. I'll actually be pulling up the second part of an interview I did with somebody who is a writer and narrative designer on games like The Straw Humans, The Saboteur, Halo Reach, among others. I'll be putting that up Monday, and yeah, I publish new reviews every Friday. If you want to find my website, the link is gamerguysreviews.com. You can also follow the Facebook page for updates and other information. And of course, if you want to, send me requests privately, like to review Custer's Revenge on Atari, you can follow me on Twitter, William Lowry, at It's the Gamer Guy.
Hell yeah. Oh, yeah. We never pimp our Twitters and shit like that. But, Zach, you can always follow Zach. I think he's at Save the Wells. Right? Is that it?
Hell yes.
I think I'm at Gooseflesh. I don't even know. I'm not on Twitter that much, but I keep meaning to be on Twitter. I would like for everybody to follow my Letterboxd. You could find me on there, Gooseflesh. I'm kind of all about the Letterboxd.
Which, by the way, I just want to put this out there. I am planning a request month where I review requests later this year. So if either you or Zach have any games you want me to review later this year, I have a schedule for June. So if you have any requests, feel free to shout them out.
Yeah, we'll do. Yes. Looks like Plemke put in a request for you. This game called Rihanna Rogue. It's in the chat here.
Dog.
It's an adults only game. Fuck. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Well, with that said, Zach, do you got anything with Mac and Zach on the looming? Or I know you guys had taken like a month break or something. Is there anything coming out?
I'm waiting for the Macadello to fucking waiting for Mac to let me know what he wants to do, baby. I'm down.
Okay.
Whatever.
Well, in the meantime, so this is how's it going to work? Do we got one more commentary, Zach? Are we going to do Cinema Enema or what?
We got Cinema Enema now, yeah.
All right, so I will tell you my Cinema Enema choice. I think we're going to do Ghost in the Shell. I'll let you watch Ghost in the Shell, and we'll just do that.
Oh, man. Ghost in the Shell? Now I kind of want to join y'all for that one. I can't join y'all for too much.
Yeah, we got to mix it up, to be honest. We're going to try and we got to keep the revolving door going, which is awesome, man. It's been a lot of fun having just like these revolving door guests and shit like that. I was trying to get River on this one. He kind of said maybe, but I don't know. Kind of didn't hear from him, but River's kind of the exception. Pretty much River's kind of got the open door just because he, was part of the inception. Like anytime he wants to come on, he can come on. But anyway, yeah, I'm trying to get Zach to watch a little bit of anime. I'm a rookie with that shit, man. But I started watching some of the gateway drugs to it. I'm like, you know what? I think I stigmatized anime a little too much. Like, it's not all fucking kawaii, fucking really fruity, colorful bullshit, which isn't attractive to me at all. Like, some of it's just good, like, science fiction movies, right? That just happen to be animated. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just really good. And so I think that's a good one to start with. But anyway, I guess that'll be next. And then we're going to go into that request month. So make sure you patrons get in there and put in your requests so we have it. And then also, if you guys aren't already on the Patreon, get on the Patreon for less than the cost of a basic bitch cup of black coffee. You guys can get early access to all the shows. You guys can get access to the private Discord when we're recording these podcasts, like you've probably noticed us talking to a couple of people. And you can get access to exclusive content like Zach and I have dedicated ourselves to doing the entire series of Ash vs. Evil Dead commentaries. Those are only on Patreon. Riverman's been posting a lot of pickup videos. He just posted a new one last night. So pickup vlogs that are a lot of fun, a lot of behind the scenes videos from Mac and Zach, myself, and shit like that. We got some sort of too hot for TV prank phone calls that have gone up there. Just a bunch of shit like that. And also, what else do we got?
Cringe.
We got cringe. We got lots of that. Is that what you said?
Yeah, lots of cringe.
Lots of cringe. And Todd actually brought back the Hobo with a podcast. Kind of just testing the waters with it. I think he's just putting it up on Patreon. So for now, a lot of shit, and we're going to keep that growing. So, and we also want feedback from you patrons as well. And people that aren't patrons yet, let us know what you'd want to see and what you'd want to get out of it. And we'll see what we can do, because we always want to expand and grow and give as much value as we can. If you guys want to support us any other way outside of that, we do have a Teespring. They kick us back a nice portion of every shirt purchase or whatever you want to buy from there. A lot of cool designs so you can support us while actually getting something tangible, which is great. And other than that, I mean, if you can't afford any of that stuff, no big deal. We appreciate your viewership, your listenership, and all that. So just make sure you guys are subscribing to the channel and hitting the notification bell so you don't miss any of the shit we post, because YouTube's really stupid like that. And let's march towards an even better year of 2021. We've been having growth projections. Each year's been better and better and better. So let's keep that trajectory moving upward. Anything else you want to say, Zach or Will?
No.
Fucking Aaron's
time's up. One last thank you to the folks that joined us in the chat today, the patrons, Plemke and Adrian. Thank you so much for joining us and still being here at the end. You guys have a good one. Everybody out there have a good one, and join us next week. Bye-bye, puppets.
End of the week at the Revival House. Next month's theme, you gotta figure it out. Italian zombies or Pauly Shore, a slasher with a knife and the girl next door, and 1 second in, get it all queued up and ready, hit play in 3, 2, 1. Bye-bye, puppets. Zach Pete in a solo cut band. Couldn't miss Cameron's love and Josh and Scott failed and Riverman's bail. Bye-bye, puppets. Sounds good, like this country used to.